Welcome back to the MCG. The start of the first quarter. Collingwood going to the right after winning the toss. Beautiful day for football. Crowd probably a little bit disappointing, but certainly Collingwood's season has been disappointing so far, and they'll be trying to get something out of it here this afternoon. First mark of the game taken by Lang, left centre wing. Puts North Melbourne into attack up towards their centre-half forward position. They come from everywhere. Freeborn against his old side, keen to do well. Gets past King, boots it up in the direction of Brown. Ball punched away from him. Opportunity for Scott, gathers the ball in well. Scott at right centre wing, again up to half forward. Attempted punch away by Rocker, ineffective. Applies the tackle. Hand pass deemed by the umpire to be all right. And the Roos a chance up inside 50 for the first time. Loose ball at half forward. Lang again tries to get the hand pass away. Archer now back to Clayton outside 50. A mongrel punt kick off the boot might finish up to the advantage of the side. The umpire says no. A big fist away, gets it back in the direction of Scott, and he goes for the hand pass, and it's taken away by Scotty Burns.
And Burns drives over centre wing. Pike races. Oh, he looked at the man instead of going for the ball, but he ended up with it with a quick hand pass over to Capuano. The kick in towards half forward. Nice mark by King, and he's a racehorse. He's off and running, and that's a beautiful kick. Gee. And he has found McKernan.
That's not a bad return to AFL football, is it? David King missed the 3 weeks as a result of a knee injury in round 1, but there just takes the ball. And look at this, just quickly on the bike and away. And that's what breaks the game up, when you're prepared to take it, tuck it on your arm and go hard for 5 metres. Well,
with Wayne Carey out of the side, a big responsibility on Corey McKernan for 45 metres, has kicked very, very well for a goal. So first blood to North Melbourne after some beautiful disposal, Terry.
Just a little bit of classy use of the ball there through David King, who we spoke about. But people just look at some of the key matchups, and particularly the goal-to-goal line. Gavin Brown's at full forward for Collingwood with Mickey Martin. Freeborn and Stevens in the middle of the ground. Anthony Rocker has this man who gets the goal, Corey McKernan, and Archer and Francisca, 2 experienced players.
And we say good afternoon to Dipper. How are you? Enjoying the sunshine?
I certainly am, boys. And just to keep you up to date with the benches, the Kangaroos is Evan Hewitt, Brett Harvey, Brett Allison, and Brady Rawlins for North Melbourne.
Okay, we'll get back to you with the Magpies shortly. Francisca bombs it up to half forward. Good mark, Gavin Brown. In fact, he hasn't been paid it. Gee, that was a little bit severe. Thought he held it long enough. McCartney pressuring to the boundary line. And Rowdy does ask the question. Must admit, Terry, I thought he held it long enough.
Yeah, he's really clearly in front here, and that is a mark. There's no doubt about that. He lost it when he made impact with the ground.
Capuano in front. Paddle to the boundary line. Taken over by Pike in the end. And another throw in. The Magpies yet to score, yet to open their account in this 1999 season.
And their bench, Pete, is Brad Oborn, Presta Chiagomo, Godden, and also Paula Curia.
Thanks, Dipper. Keep the head nice today. Gardner in the ruck, number 7. Preferred this week again to Monkhorst. So the youth policy for Collingwood. Maybe it's going to work, maybe it's not going to work. Kick up towards half forward comes from Scotland. Get a name like Scotland, you'd have to call him Heath. Tyson Lane has infringed, giving away the free kick. It will be taken by King at left half back.
Good to see King back for the Kangaroos.
It is, Dipper, and he's working hard at the ball. And Tyson Lane there, just his hands. I mean, if he had to use his body and the side bump, I think he would have got away with that. But once he used his hands, it was always going to be a free.
Archer to Shannon Grant. Pickett at midfield for the Roos. Up towards Burns. Couldn't complete the mark. Arguably a little bit high down there on Jackatine. Ball jarred free at centre half forward for the Roos, and the umpire will come in and bounce it. 17 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
Well, Collingwood have jumped out pretty well. McKernan's got the first goal there for them, and but Collingwood have been very intense in at the ball. They've got into their forward 50 a couple of times, just looking for someone in that forward line, Brown and Tucky, to take advantage.
Anthony Rocker did the ruck work then, but Peter Bell, a hurry kick towards the half forward line. Oh, they're attacking the ball down here. The Magpies sneak away with it, because that was a quick hand pass by Jamie Tape. The kick eventually comes in towards the centre to Chris Tarrant. Now Scotland, this is good play by 2 young players. It kicks a little bit ordinary. Capuano couldn't pick it up. Here's Patterson. Oh, Mickey Martin's got him. The ball spills loose. King is there, heads for the boundary line. and he was in fact looking for his teammate out there in Shannon Grant, and he just missed him. A beautiful day here it is, fine and sunny. Expected maximum 19, currently 18, but just perfect weather conditions for football.
Pickett does the ruck work, gains about 25 metres for his side, and the umpire again will throw it back. Number 26, Peter Bell. 28, Byron Pickett. This crowd building up, and I would have expected a few more. Capuano beats Gardner to it. Hand pass a little bit too slick. We might see it out of bounds again before Shannon Grant can get there in front of Freeborn. And it is the case. He gives it again to the boundary umpire. Pretty well close to centre wing.
Shannon Grant, what a pick-up it's been for him to return to Melbourne from Sydney. He played every game in his 2 years up at Sydney and hasn't missed down here with North Melbourne or the new Kangaroos.
Freeborn. Well, there's a bit of deja vu. Brown this time paid the mark. Probably playing his last season. That's a fine lead, and that's a pretty good mark taken by Brent Tuckey.
Yeah, very good work there. Gavin Brown, the oldest player, and this is one of the youngest in the side, so they're combining well. 5 changes to the Collingwood lineup from last week, and here's one of the inclusions. Did very well in the reserves last week, kicked 5 goals in that particular game, in for his first game of the season this year.
Tuckey from about 50 metres. Mick Martin's about 30 away on the mark. Look where he is. So he gets inside 50 with the kick and has hooked it marginally for one behind. First score of the day to the Woods.
But a good setup there, wasn't it? The way in which Brown attacked the ball, got down, as you said, Peter, was awarded that low mark and got it, but a good pass on out towards Tuckey's lead.
And that's the way to play Mick Martin. Lead on him and make him run, because you can't body to body him.
If Brett Tuckey wants to do that, he's going to get eaten up here today.
Good mark to Stevens. On to Bell. Bell from left half back. Richardson. Just a little bit of a nudge. Good use of the body. Tarrant. The hand pass intercepted by Stevens. Off a step. Bombs it long down towards left half forward. Blakey underneath it. Might be a free kick here. The veteran North Melbourne player. Played in their 96 premiership side. 135 games with Fitzroy. Up towards full forward. Durkay. Great use of the body on young Craig Jackatine. Just a little bit of experience there.
It was experience, P, wasn't it? It's a good kick. The kick has some height and float in it, and Durkay reads it the better, and they're just experience and also some additional body strength. Jackatine, just one of the young men coming through in the game. Gary Durkay, yeah, over 50 games worth of football now, so you've got to put him into somewhat of an experienced category.
Durkay for the Roos second. That's the shot that he has. Point blank range. He'd have to fall over to miss it. He does it. It's a goal.
Okay, so Collingwood had their chance. They pushed forward. Young Brett Tuckey, a kick from some 45 metres out. He missed it. And immediately then North Melbourne turned the ball back that way and bring it back down. Durkay, a little bit of a injury cloud leading into the game. He injured an ankle last week in the 3rd quarter, but since coming over from the Dockers just this year, he's been quite handy. Picked up 3 goals in his first game against Richmond and continues to show to be quite dangerous in that area.
And young Jackatine has been taken off the ground. That was pretty quick and gotten onto Durkay.
There's a better matchup there, Pete, I think there.
So back to the centre. Capuano gets it down and went straight to Tarrant. Still, they're working hard in the middle of the ground.
Yep.
Good play. That Orchard onto Krasiska. Oh, magnificent.
Yes,
Stevens, that was fantastic. McCartney kicks to centre wing. The mark has been taken by Mark Richardson. Richardson in towards that corridor at centre half, where all players flew from everywhere. Knocked away by Grant. Here's Brown working very, very hard. They're looking for Tyson Lane. Grant and King. King did well. Heads back towards the boundary line with a quick kick. Here's Pike. He ran past the ball. Now Grant. Oh, he did that very, very easily to Robert Scott. Scott will drive it over centre wing, looking for McKernan. It bounces off his chest. Abraham was there. Eventually it's forced out in the direction of the Adam Simpson. Down towards full forward. Gotten on Durkay. Used his body pretty well. That was strong work. Onto Krasiska. Around the boundary line he goes. Scott caught at the back. Scotland was there. Now Freeborn. Oh, strong tackling on Tyson Lane. Now Williams, he's got the pace to break away and onto the left, brings it in towards full forward, but Capuano has ducked back to take the mark.
Gee, how good was Mickey Martin in that there? Just did enough to fox and keep Tucky out of the contest.
Yes, a nice shepherd, wasn't it? Just legal, I reckon.
Just.
Yes, Abraham on centre wing. North Melbourne, plenty of the football in the first few minutes of the game and running well. Michael, good to see him back in the Magpie side.
Tony Shaw's been waiting for him to come back a while. He can play on either a tall forward or a shorter forward. He's very versatile in the Collingwood defence.
Gardner. Scotland. Might get it back to Gardner or Siska. No, he decides to go long. Good kick at the end. Martin in front. Experience there. King. Martin. Down out of his road. Charge for Tyson Lane, but the ball beats him over the boundary line for a throw-in. 12 players won here at the MCG. 12 and a half minutes remaining in the first quarter, and the Kangaroos leading by 11 points. And the runner having a few words to Tyson Lane, as one would dare say delivered by Tony Shaw. Pickett. The fence. Up towards McKernan. Tape, who did well last week. Getting grabbed. Tarrant, did he have the football? Free kick. King's got it.
Tarrant's been very good early. He's been hard and aggressive. Really stood out to my attention in centre bounces where he's been prepared to get in at the ball hard.
Oh, Brown taken high. Sandwich, free kick. Whatever you like. Not much doubt about that. He copped it from all directions. Gardner in front. Yes, nearly. Oh, so close to a mark. Pike around the boundary line. Abraham, that right half back, looking for options up and around midfield. Plenty of distance with the kick. McKernan, the target, doesn't let him down. Big Corrie should have won a Brownlow medal, but for a 1-week suspension a couple of seasons back.
Well, pretty hard to win, Pete.
Yeah.
Where did that voice come from?
I don't know. There's something floating around somewhere. We've got a technical problem, sure.
He's a huge kick, McKernan, Pete.
Big Corrie, keen to run back into some form. He's kicked the cover off it and puts it through for a minor score. He's kicked 1 goal, 1 there so far.
He played terrific up in Sydney last week, got back to some form, and he's obviously been down the last couple of weeks, but geez, very important to the Kangaroos today.
And how are you feeling, Dipper? You coming good?
I'm coming pretty good there.
That's good. We're so glad to hear.
Well, there's Glenn Freeborn.
It's his old side, played in the premiership side with this mob.
Dipper was down there singing the song. And the Hawks had that magnificent victory. Here's Clinton King. Oh, Orchard was hit hard. That was well played by Orchard. Onto Anthony Rocker. Rocker, a daisy cutter. Not a good kick, but Lane did well to trap that. Towards Gardner, who's in all sorts of trouble. He's going to lose it. And in fact, it was a throw, the umpire said. And doing well early is Winston Abraham. He always plays well against Collingwood. He brings it in towards half forward, looking in the direction of McKernan. It flips over the back. Burns is after it. He's dodging and weaving. Gets a hurry kick in. Down towards half forward line. McCartney and Brown. McCartney will head for the boundary line. Brown, oh, that's good play by Brown. Keep it in. Shannon Grant's there. Still Brown going after it. Shannon Grant almost could have got a free kick there. Oh, the umpire got in the way of Pickett. That allows Williams to bring it around the boundary line.
Perfect shepherd, Pete, wasn't it?
By the up, yep. So it's out of bounds, about 30 metres round. Brown, the Collingwood supporters appealing for a free kick. That's what he knocks it on. It's after this. Now, was he grabbed? He was grabbed without the ball, surely. So 35 metres around from the Collingwood goal. So that was Tucky flying in the ruck. He's playing down a full forward. Pickett, oh, dangerous this, putting it in front of goal. Mickey Martin was there to lend a hand, though. It's given off by Simpson to Bell, and Bell's kicked it out in the full to the delight of the Magpie supporters.
And either Scotland or Brown will take the kick. It's going to be Scotland.
Been very impressive in his couple of games this year. Very well balanced from Darley and back as Marsh played with the Western Jets last year.
Kick is okay too. Back onto the ground is Jackatine.
I tell you what, Pete, last week he kicked a sensational goal from that exact spot in the last quarter to fire up the Magpies.
Yes, I was watching it. About 49 metres out again, going close. Gardner, oh, the ball stops, props. and eventually rushed through for one behind.
Gee, that was a bad setup there in the forward area there for Collingwood. They really needed to have a little bloke at the foot of the contest already. And when you're that close to goal, it shouldn't have a chance to bounce. Someone's got to be able to swoop on it before it even reaches the ground.
Pike takes the kick out. Lobs it up long towards centre wing. Punch away by Jamie Tape, the former Tiger. Freeborn gets it back to him. Tape. Oh, beautifully delivered. Mark Patterson on his way. Decides not to have a shot. Centres the ball. No one home. The lights are on, but nobody's there.
Who was it to? That's what I want to know.
King.
Well, Pete, I reckon it was to a game plan.
Yep.
What fell down was that the player responsible for being there just didn't get there.
But surely.
Good tackle by Scotland. Now a chance for King. Off to Brown. Williams might be able to kick it from there. He got 5 last week. Bombs it long, but he's missed to the right-hand side and registers only 1 behind. So 3 points to Collingwood. They trail the Kangaroos by 10.
Well, I want to pick Terry up. I agree with you, Terry. I think that's what it was. But why would you kick to a space where there's only North Melbourne guys?
Yeah, I mean, you don't lock into team rules that much. If there's anyone there, don't kick it.
I couldn't believe that. In fact, the Collingwood player had made a lead straight towards him. That was the better option.
And I think the Kangaroos defence, that last line of defence, is standing up pretty well. Collingwood have really taken some control of the game in the last couple of minutes.
Well, David King, good mark by Capuano after a beautiful kick in by King. And Capuano from half back. That's a good kick too. He clears centre wing. A pack of players fly, including Rocker. Couldn't quite hang on to it. And the umpire will bounce it slightly towards North Melbourne's half-forward line.
Joe would have preferred to seen Anthony Rocker get the big fist up onto that. He was a couple deep in the contest. He is playing at centre-half back, and he's got to be very disciplined. It is always more encouraging for teammates when you see a centre-half back get up there and go whack and thump the ball back 20 metres.
Well, Mel Michael actually got that hit out, and good to see him back in the side. Orchard, a hurry kick now towards half-forward, taken by Capuano, who's doing very, very well. Collingwood have got numbers here. That might be in the back against Scott. No.
Could have been holding the ball too.
Yeah, could have been almost in the end, but it's on centre wing, and North Melbourne lead by 10 points.
Hatched it like an egg. And Glenn Archer thinks so. Probably not in those words, but you get the drift, don't you? Rocker did well at both ends of the ground last week. Opportunity for Michael. Got good skills. Krasiska off half a step to half forward. Straight into the arms of King. Certainly adding some solidity to the defence. McCartney to centre wing. Tape nearly. Might have been held without the football. And was Jamie Tape. Seems to be able to play on a good range of players in defence. Tall, shorts. King. Orchard. Tucky. Martin too solid though.
Yep, that's right. As Pete McKenna said, that's the position that Brett Tucky does not want to find himself in, where he has to go body on Mickey Martin. He needs to have space that he can lead into and try and get out clearly in front.
Blakey to McKernan. Markle free kick. With a free kick to McKernan. Taken high, long way from goal. He's already kicked 1 goal, 1. At the back, Richardson. The ball fisted away. Michael, here's a chance for Abraham. Into an open goal, 5 metres out. Makes no mistake. Gets North Melbourne's third.
Well,
Terry
Pete McKenna did say it earlier, Pete.
He's got a great record against Collingwood. He just seems to cut them up.
Yeah, I mean, he roves this contest very well. The real error, again, is with the Collingwood defence. Watch Mark Richardson. That is not a strong enough attempt to spoil the ball. His left hand went up soft and was looking to even mark it, then went for the fist on the right. When it didn't clear the area, Abraham had it covered all the way. He read it well, roved it well.
Well, back to the centre. Collingwood have had a lot of play on their forward line, but they can't kick goals. Capuano's doing very, very well. Now in he comes again, and Gardner won it. Orchard was here. Now Clinton King, he gets in a hand pass. Krasiska too slow to get his boot to it. Taken away by Gardner. He throws it onto the boot. Mickey Martin out in front. She's a reliable player, Martin. And look at that. It's a wobbly kick, but he saw Stevens out there on his own, who drives it with, well, it was an ordinary kick off the boot, but McKernan showing amazing pace. Got there. Now he's chipping it in. Oh, look at, there's a player on his own. I think it's Clayton. It is Shane Clayton getting on. Some bad signs for the Magpies at the moment, Terry.
Yeah, the Kangaroos are just running too easily from midfield and creating options in the forward line. McKernan definitely is a problem to Collingwood. Anthony Rocker conceding pace off the initial start against McKernan. McKernan able to get out free as he did then.
Shane Clayton, son of a former great umpire Ian. Oh, that is a beautiful kick. That's right through the middle. So Shane Clayton kicks his first, and North Melbourne are doing it on the bit at the moment.
Yeah, 4 straight goals. They've been getting into the forward line probably no more than Collingwood. I mean, Collingwood have been getting up inside 50, but haven't had the finishing piece. Mickey Martin has got Tucky well covered. Gavin Brown working hard. But down at this end that we're watching here now, the Kangaroos really have some system and space being created in that area.
One-way traffic at the moment. Clayton getting the goal. Father Ian would be happy. His involvement, apart from an umpire, he was also a runner for the then Brisbane Bears. And they were both at Carrara. Bell to right half forward. Chance down there for Godden. Goes this way and that way. Finally gets it back to Tarrant with the socks down. And they're working manfully to get it out of defence. Tape short towards Scotland, is it? I think it's Orchard. 25 plays 3. We've got just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Tape again. Getting quite a few possessions in the first quarter. Just hard to see where Collingwood are going to get their goals from. Maybe this forward thrust will be okay. Tarrant trying to find some space at half back. He's bombed that one long. That's a good 60-metre kick. McKernan in the road, though. Just a little bit too tall. A little bit too tall for Jackatoon. And a pretty easy mark in the end. About 17 feet taller. Big Corrie to centre wing. Again, Tape away from Lang. And taken over in front of Chris Tarrant. Again for a throw in on centre wing. So let's take a look at the stats for inside 50. Collingwood in the first quarter 14, the Kangaroos 9. Terry, what does that tell you?
Well, it's quite significant, isn't it? That Collingwood really have come out with some energy, but they haven't got the class in the forward line yet to be able to finish it off. You know, Kangaroos are definitely playing a lot better, but Collingwood have been quite persistent in holding in here. I'm still feeling there could be something in it for Collingwood.
Well, they try hard, Terry. They've got plenty of guts, but whether they've got the skill level down forward to kick the goals.
I mean, other than Paul Williams' 5 goals last week, there's been a string of players whose best effort's only been 2 goals.
Well, they need Williams to kick a few today. He's had 1 shot already and missed. Things getting pretty untidy out there. Pike nearly throws it out. Burns was taken down in a very solid tackle. The ball jarred free and kicked up towards half forward. Chance for Tape again. Back to Clinton King. Again, Martin Pike in the road. No one standing the mark. Pike moves it quickly down towards right half forward. Michael outnumbered 2-1. The ball, perhaps luckily for him, out of bounds. It'll be thrown in about 45 metres from goal.
Mel Michael will probably be lacking a bit of match practice. Well, not probably, I'm sure he surely will, but I certainly need him back there in defence. Anthony Rocker's having his hands full with McKernan. He's doing the ruck work. He won that one too. Oh, look out, Durkay out of the pack. Has kicked out on the full. But he and Abraham, and when they get around those goals, they're dangerous, Terry.
That's where the danger is, and Collingwood have got some workers in there against them, but at just some stage that sheer class pops out and does the damage.
That's Luke Godden finding Tarrant. Tarrant's showing a bit here. He's getting plenty of the ball. Left footer in towards centre wing. Oh, good mark, Pike. Over the back of Anthony Rocker. So Martin Pike brings it into a pack of players. They swoop from the back. Oh, nearly a good mark. Taken away by Adam Simpson. It's smothered off the boot. It's a loose ball here. Quick kick by Harvey. Oh, here's a goal coming up. John Blake, you'll never get a goal easier than that.
You're right.
Well, yeah, you ask how he got there, and I mean, John Blakey, really no one would be looking for on an individual level to be the person to pick up John Blakey that close to goal. You can just see him there from the screen. He just snuck on out towards the goal square. Fortunate, you know, Harvey aggressive in there, gets a quick kick onto the footy, bounces the Johnny Blakey, and the most experienced player out there takes advantage of it.
Peter Bell coming off, and who was it that came on, Dipper? I think it might have been Hewitt, was it?
Yes, mate.
Thank you. Don't say too much, Dipper.
He's having a nice cup of coffee down here.
Thank you very much. Back to the centre, still one-way traffic. 5-1 to 3 behinds in the first quarter. King with the opportunity, up and under kick. They come from all directions. Brown couldn't complete it. Patterson's hand pass to Williams. A juggle, 2 juggles and a snap. He's brought it around a little bit too much. Tucky has the ball rushed through by McMartin for another behind.
Just trying to find someone with a little bit more physical strength to go to full forward. Brett Tucky's doing well, but the way the ball's coming in, it's always going to be bombed in by this Collingwood midfield because they're going to be under consistent pressure. Unfortunately, I just can't find anyone in the absence of Severio Rocker being big enough to be able to take on Martin.
Stevens to Blakey, who kicked the last goal. Punch away by Richardson. Abraham, good use of the body, shrugs Freeborn, straightens up again. No hand pass coming there. Has been watching KB. And it's out of bounds.
He should have hand passed in.
And Big Capuano is very good in the shepherd here. He just allows Abraham to step through and then gets in and puts a very strong piece of body work on.
Michael gives it over to Burns at left half back.
So Scott Burns, he's looking down here for Tarrant, and he's found him. He's been impressive. So Chris Tarrant getting plenty of the ball. Now he can give it off further field to Brown, who's really making a contest down there. Patterson's there to lend a hand. McCartney and Brown having a good battle. There's Gavin. Well, he's towards the end of his career, but he certainly makes a real contest out of every issue. 27 points the margin. North Melbourne look far more dangerous when they go forward. Rocker against Adam Simpson. Rocker won it. That was Abraham. I think it was a Pickett. I'll have to wait till he gets up from the bottom of that pack. And in fact, it was Byron Pickett. So it'll be a bounce. Slightly towards Collingwood's half-forward line. They badly need a couple of goals to give them a bit of heart. Stevens tried to get his boot to it. There's a pack of players in there, and the umpire will sensibly come in and bounce.
Byron looks as though he could not only run through a picket fence, but a brick fence as well, doesn't he? Very solid. Left half forward for the Magpies, under 1 minute left in the first quarter. There he is, number 28. Gives them something in defence like Stevens did there. They wait for the bounce. Now can Collingwood get something this time? This is Burns. Time running out for them. That's a good mark by Lucuria. Back after suspension. Good lead. Brown couldn't take it again. King's quick kick. Rebounds to Patterson. Drag, didn't have the footy. Surely the free kick. Now, I think the advantage was paid there, and there wasn't any in the end, so he's going to come back and take the kick.
Good piece of umpiring there, Pete, by Chris Mitchell. As we can see, the hang on there from King. The free kick goes to Patterson. He has a bit of a go at getting away, but really the umpire's got to assess as to whether it's an advantage to the team.
See, the umpire was almost in the road there. King charging out of defence, as he so often does, gets it up towards Abraham, missed it. Burns, the hand pass, gotten okay over the head of Tarrant. They still might be able to get something though. Richardson, beautiful smother by Simpson, ball dart free, right on the siren. And Collingwood might have had a chance there for a full pointer, but it's not to be, and they will. Started the second quarter at the MCG, and Collingwood still goalless. They trailed by 27 points, had a lot of the football on their forward line in the first quarter, couldn't kick any though. McCurtain taps down. He got one for the Roos during the opening stanza, and the umpire will come in once again to ball it up with Gavin Krasiska to hand it back to the umpire. A little bit of a fitness cloud during the week, but he's done okay so far. Beautiful day, and a bit of a canter for the Roos so far. Capuano knocks it down. Quick kick comes out in the direction of King. Burns tried to get rid of it quickly. Tackled by Durkay. Looks for a free kick for holding the ball. And just as it shuffled out sideways with Winston Abraham in possession, it's going to be another ball up.
North, don't they tackle hard in the clinches there, Terry?
Well, look, there's a lot at stake here for them, Pete. They need to win this game and win it very, very well. I mean, to be just 2 and 3 at this stage of the season isn't where North would like to be.
Stevens bounces it inside 50. King, Godden, through some rather heavy traffic out there. Godden towards centre wing. Tucky doesn't get the bounce he wants. Maybe he can get clear of Capuano. He seems to have been moved away from Mick Martin. Player slipping over down there was Lacuria. He gets a second chance. Gets the handball back again. Tarrant. Oh, good mark for Anthony Rocker. He almost had a rush of blood there. Turned around and saw there was a player between him and the goals. And he goes back for his kick. Played well last week. I think did better on the forward line. Terry, you were here. I thought he had a good last quarter. In fact, could have won the match almost, couldn't he, if he kicked straighter?
There's no doubt about it. And for his personal stuff, he'd like to get this one through.
I think he's hit the post.
Oh, goodness me.
And the boy just can't take a trick at the moment. So, yeah, Pete, you spoke about those couple of shots last week. He had a chance there. You can see the Collingwood supporters. I'd suggest every one of those were here last week to see it. Technically, that wasn't too bad a kick. Perhaps he just needed a little bit more momentum going into it and look to put it out of the ground rather than caress it through.
Well, this is Brent Harvey, the centre wing. Oh, big fist came over the back. Quick hand. Tarrant did well. Jackatine. Here it is at half forward. It's being bent back by Tucky. Now Lacuria. Now King. Here go the Magpies again. Clinton King kicks a goal. Yes. And it bounces through at long last for a goal to the Magpies. Well done to Clinton King and the Magpie faithful, and they have to be faithful at the moment, are celebrating.
Oh, I tell you what, I mean, they've got a job to do here too today. The supporters of the Collingwood Football Club, they need to really get behind the boys, and they do here. This is a smart piece of work by King. To me, he's been very, very impressive throughout this season. I think he's started in the reserves. The last couple of games he's coming, been very aggressive, particularly centre bounces.
Well, Clinton King has had 5 kicks and 5 handballs. He is a promising young player. That might give them a bit of heart. Shannon Grant using his body out there. Now Anthony Stevens can't get his boot to it. This is better by the Magpies, but Stevens has ended up with it. He drives to half forward. Back with the flight of the ball. There's that Presta Giacomo taking a very good mark. That was very encouraging. Now he's got a loose man wide. Now will it get there? It's Mark Richardson. It does. So Mark Richardson, whose father Wayne was a sensational player for the Magpies. This is Burns. Is that 50? Umpire said no. So Scott Burns. Just a couple of good signs for the Magpies at the start of this second term. He brings it in towards half forward. Mickey Martin, Gavin Brown. It's a loose ball. The Magpies can't get through. They try to crash through the pack. Oh, there's a quick handball being shoved up, but it's taken away by Harvey. Harvey drives to half forward. Mark Richardson caught at the back. Here's McKernan. He's driving it into an open goal here. It's Blakey again, can run in and kick a gimme. That's his second bang.
Exactly the same. Has John Blakey got BO or something? Why can he get on his own so easily so often?
That is quite shattering, isn't it? The only reason I can give you is that generally John Blakey is the hunter, and his direct opponent's trying to get away from him. Just in here, there's so much ball being won by the Kangaroo midfield that he can have some confidence just to bolt forward, and that's what he does here. He backed in McKernan, winning that ball at centre half forward, and just took off. A little bit of scant regard for his opposition at the moment.
He's a very hard worker too, Terry. He made about 30 metres to get to the space, and obviously the way that Corey took that mark, he just played on, and there he was.
Thanks, Tipper. 6-1 to 1-5. 2 goals to John Blakey. Very, very similar. One in the first quarter and then early in the second. Williams tries to get some space. Jackatine couldn't get any either, and again North Melbourne swing into attack. Godden underneath it. Chance for Durkay onto his left. Michael, a juggle. Maybe not paid. Maybe it was touched off the boot. So Burns gets them out of danger. Maybe only momentarily. Pickett and Williams. Williams cleverly off the ground. Past Tucky. So it's a foot race. One should do some shepherding. Tucky does. Williams confronted by Pickett. Oh, he's turned it over again. Dear oh dear. Not what they wanted. Grant. 2 of them there again. Again, they both miss it. No talking. Maybe high, or was it a good tackle holding the footy?
Yeah, he had a chance to get rid of it.
just costly errors at the moment, aren't they, from the Magpie side. That mark there, Simon Prestigiacomo, how much strong voice was coming there from Michael, I'm not sure. He needed to really convince him that the mark was there to be taken, and it slipped on out. Here's Jamie Tate paying a price there for an error. Orchard back on.
And that magnificent tackle rewarded. Glenn Archer, we didn't see too much of him in the first quarter.
And you stay tackled when you're tackled by him, don't
He
you?
wraps him right up like a bear hug. 26 points the margin. He can increase that with this kick. I think that shaved the post as well. It's behind. Kick by Glenn Archer, his first score of the day. 1-5 to 6-2. So 27 points the margin. Burns to bring it back in. Early in the second quarter, Burns to the members stand side. Rocker and Richardson. Oh, almost a throw there down from Rawlings. Picked up by Simpson. Lobs it towards the goal square. Michael, a little give to Burns. Going close to the boundary line. And it takes a right-hand turn at Albuquerque. Luckily for Collingwood, because it gets it away from Winston Abraham.
Gee, Gavin Krasiska wasn't moving too well towards the boundary line there. He'd be a player that they wouldn't want to have an injury to, but just that right thigh, he's giving it a bit of a rub at the front, and that's a bit of a grimace on his face, I think.
Peter Bell coming back in. McCurtain. Burns from Tarrant. Simpson. Well, missed mark down there, and it enables Collingwood to get the Prestigiacomo, not very far certainly. Oh, ball flipped up in the direction of Simpson. Michael, Archer, they both miss it. Bell just back onto the ground, can make them pay. Brushes one tackle, kicks a goal. Bell's first and the Kangaroos seventh at 7-2 to 1-5.
Yeah, just a lot of errors from the Collingwood defence. They've been under pressure. The Kangaroos attack, they really work hard. And with Archer in there, it's always going to be a tough, hard contest. And so players like Bell can't afford to get there knowing that the Collingwood defence aren't going to mark the football. Either Archer or mark it or it'll hit the ground. You can be there. No one gets the ball more for the Kangaroos than Peter Bell. He works hard.
Well, tough times for the Magpies, 7-2 to 1-5, and someone has encroached into the square, and it's a Collingwood player. So this is Adam Simpson having a gimme kick down towards full forward. The Flyers are there. It flips over the back. Some strong tackling on Anthony Rocker. There's Orchard. He was heading for the points, I might have thought there.
And Pete, Gavin Krasiska is off the ground. He's on the boundary line down here with the doctors, and they're just checking his thigh. We'll keep you up to date with that.
Well, that was the eagle eye of Terry Wheeler, picked that up. There he is, getting some attention. The throw in deep in the forward pocket as a Rocker flipped over the back. Archer went in hard. Oh, here's a goal coming up. Oh no, he's missed it, Rawlings, and he marked his own kick. Oh, don't tell me he'll kick a goal now. A check side. Oh goodness me. That had everything except the goal. He's kicked the point.
I think we need to get the rule book out. I mean, are you allowed to mark your own ball?
No, you're not, are you, Terry?
Well, if it's covered 10 metres, look, that's 10 metres. That if he'd kicked that to a North Melbourne player or a Kangaroo player, that would have been awarded a mark over that distance.
Well, here's Scotty Burns. Bring it back in. He's kicked to a one-on-one contest. No mark to Prestigiacomo, but he used his body beautifully then and kicks to the wide open spaces where Mark Richardson races after it. Oh, McCartney with desperation has taken on two Magpies and forced it over the line. He's a former Collingwood player himself, of course.
So throw it on centre wing. Rocker and Capuano. The latter taken out of that contest. Simpson's hand pass was okay. North Melbourne through Clayton, or the Kangaroos through Clayton.
Terry, I've just checked with the emergency umpire. You cannot mark your own ball even if it goes 30 metres.
Okay, Deborah, I'm there with you because I've got rule 8.1 out, and a mark is catching the ball directly from the kick of another player. So, yes, I'm wrong. Thanks, Bertie.
It's $50 a yard.
Tucky up towards Martin and Brown. Big Mick gets back first, thumps it in the direction of the boundary line. It won't quite get there. Scott traps it nicely. Can't do much with it. Kick comes from Jackatine, centering the ball. He does well. King back to Scotland. Oh, he's going via Scotland as well. Tucky. Still moving it backwards. Back to Scotland. Brushes one tackle. Back to Tucky. Around his body. That's better. At least it's in the direction of goal. They come from all directions. Free ball goes off the ground. Kicks it out of bounds. And the throw in. It wasn't on the full, so it'll be just next to the behind post.
Pete, Collingwood lost direction then when the handball to King to Scotland, and Scotland was running, as you said, towards Scotland. He was not heading towards goal at all, and so they're always going to be pushed away. Tony Shaw there, he's got to be anxious. The players are working hard, but they've got no structure.
Rocker kicks it straight to Martin Pike. And Pike having plenty of time. Mongrel punt off the boot. Michael thumps the ball 20 metres in the direction of goal. Free ball this time. Measures the kick. Beautifully off the left for 4 points. The Magpies second. Took a former North player to do it. Good kick.
Well, he is a good kick. I mean, he kicked 3 goals in that premiership game back in '96 when he did play for the North Melbourne side. So he knows a bit about goal scoring, and that's a good use of the ball. Collingwood just need a little bit more directness into their forward line. They need a central target. Gavin Brown there with Martin, a little bit short just at the moment. Tucky's the other option.
Well, the Magpies trying very, very hard to get themselves back into this game. McKernan often goes early. Mel Michael, who was responsible for that last goal with a great punch. Adam Simpson, quick kick, and oh, that's a mark. And is it 50? No, I don't think so. No, I don't know if he paid the free kick of the mark, but I felt he marked it and was grabbed.
Same position that Gavin Brown wasn't paid one in the first quarter.
Well, this is Abraham, who's having a good day.
Yeah, you're right, Pete. I think if the player controls the ball, it is a mark. Now, Winston Abraham had control of the ball and then it was knocked out. Gavin Brown had control of the ball. It was knocked out by the ground when he fell. So I think they were both marks.
So Winston Abraham from directly in front for his second goal. It's starting to swing back. It's a goal. So North Melbourne have got the answers. This talented young half forward has kicked 2. Winston Abraham, and he's a very dangerous player, Terry.
Well, very dangerous, Pete. When you look at, he's kicked now 12 goals, 4 for the year. So I mean, that's a pretty good return from the forward. Accuracy always important. Forwards have a responsibility of being able to acknowledge the work of their midfielders, and when they get a chance, make sure they do slot them. Winston does do that.
Archer's moved away from the forward line. He's sort of starting on the wing here, trying to get into the play, and we've got Capiano full forward now.
104 career goals to Winston Abraham, and the very quick reply to the Kangaroos. Lacuria, now Jackatine. Jackatine out to Freeborn at right half forward, or between wing and right half forward. He kicked their last goal, giving them a bit across the half forward line. Fancy stuff from Mick. Now it comes to Tarrant, who has been okay. Oh, take nearly. I think that's out of bounds, though, because it was completed over the line, and therefore it will be a throw-in. Good attempt.
He's paid it.
Geez, paid it.
Goodness me.
Interesting. Well, I'm not the fourth umpire, but I always thought if you completed the mark over the line, it was out of bounds, touched.
That's incredible decision, that.
Mark has been taken by Tarrant. Terry's gone for the rule book again.
Yep. Once the ball has bounced off the chest, here we can see Jamie Tate here. First contact's this side of the line, but definitely the second's on the other side.
He's nearly in the fence on the second bite.
The boundary umpire was spot on there. Chris Mitchell overriding him, being the central umpire.
That's an extraordinary decision.
He'll take it off the left. It's coming back, maybe too much, but it might still be a goal. It is. So Tarrant kicks his first. And a handy one for the Woods. 23 now to 51. 3-5 plays 8-3 at the MCG as we approach the halfway mark of the second quarter.
Pete, just the last couple of weeks, Collingwood haven't got away to good starts. They only kicked 1 goal last week against Essendon and then 2 the week before against Richmond, and today they failed to get a goal. But their second quarters, they've started to string some together, and they're showing a little bit of that here today. This decision here, that can be the sort of thing that can just swing some momentum around towards one side and away for another. The decision, that could well get Collingwood going.
Well, Chris Tarrant has kicked his first, and he's been very, very promising today. He's getting plenty of the ball.
7 and 5.
Here's McKernan, Stevens. North Melbourne trying to barnstorm their way forward, but there's a free kick to Anthony Stevens. Just backwards of centre slightly. Oh, here's a loose man out wide. I think it's Archer, it is. He was on his own. Now he can chip over here, and he succeeds in giving it to Grant. Grant to Stevens, who's going to bomb it long, hoping someone can take a mark. Mel Michael flies at the back. It's a loose ball at half back as it's by Scotland out towards the centre wing area. It's a free kick, and it will go the way of the Magpies. Now this is Oborn. I think young Oborn's on the ground as he brings it in towards centre wing. Oh, that's a great attempt to mark.
The Rockets just come off the ground, Peter, with Matthew Capiano. That's why Oborn is on.
Right, well, that's a good effort. Blakey to get his first kick in AFL football, son of Rod Oborn, who's a very good player for Collingwood and Richmond. Now here's Archer on the left, brings it into Clayton. Clayton's got it. Oh, there's a quick kick by Simpson in towards half forward. They're flying at the back. Here's a dangerous player.
Free kick.
It's a free kick in the marking contest, and will go the way of the Collingwood player down here, and it is Jackatine. He brings it wide and he finds Lucuria. So Lucuria, he chips it short. This is Orchard. He's very, very quick, Mark Orchard. Good kick. Finds Tape.
He's given a little bit of something since he's gone to centre half forward, Tape.
Oh, he's a goer, and that's a lovely kick by Tape. And I'm very, very impressed. I don't want to repeat myself too much by Chris Tarrant. He's really presenting himself. He's kicked a goal. He's going to bomb it up high in towards the square, or will it go through? This is a huge kick. Is it a mark? Is it a mark? I think the umpire might have paid it to Brown, and Mickey Martin saying it's no mark. The umpire saying it is, I think. So Gavin Brown will kick from the square. Let's see if we can see it.
Okay, Shane McInerney, the umpire's just out to the right side. Yep. There's a little bit of ground in there, but there's no way the umpire is going to see that from out there. Mickey's calling for the touch. There was no touch in that. That was
Where's
good,
the ledge
strong
of wheels, I think?
It does, Pete.
Collingwood trying hard, and this will help them. Gavin Brown's kicked his first. Well, the Magpies making a spirited little challenge here. They're not throwing in the towel, and they're getting plenty of the play.
No, and you wouldn't expect that from them. And now they've kicked 4 goals in this second quarter. Kangaroos have kicked 3. Lady Luck, I think she's wearing a black and white jumper just at the moment, because that ball did touch the ground, and we had the earlier one where Jamie Tate was allowed to mark right on the boundary line, and they've both resulted in goals. Collingwood just starting to get a sniff. Their tactic of players just chipping the ball around amongst their short players and getting close enough to give Brown a bit of a chance.
Gavin Brown gets the goal, and Collingwood gets some respectability to their scoreline. 4-5 to 8-3. Back to the centre. Richardson loses out to McKernan, and North Melbourne or the Roos go forward again. Scotland in the road. Oh, we found something. Lucuria at right half back. A little balk. He's back after suspension. Another little balk. Been watching Robert Harvey. Another little balk. Scotland. Oh, he's kicked it like Loch Ness. Out towards centre wing and out of bounds.
Now, there's no doubt that this is going to frustrate the pants off the Collingwood supporters, the way in which the Collingwood players are playing. But really, they have no choice. The players that they've got out on the track today are all under 6-footers. They're all ball carriers. They're going to have to be sharp with their skills and just try and work the ball close enough to goal.
Abraham to Pickett. Ducks the head, then he had it taken off. Kick away by Simpson. Simpson's kick up towards right half forward. That's as far as it's going. Cresta Giacomo takes the mark.
In saying that too, Terry, we've got Anthony Rocker on the bench down here. I mean, maybe we could put him up forward and give him a bit of height down there.
Yeah, the mark he took earlier, Bertie, when he reached over Mickey Martin, that was a real confidence one for him, and perhaps Tony Shaw could have rewarded that and given him a run down there.
Intended for Scotland, but not really accurate enough. And the Roos go forward again. Harvey up towards full forward. The mark is there to Allison, just on the ground, and takes the mark.
Well, that was a skill error by Collingwood, cost that goal.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the thing they rue at the end of the day if they happen to lose this game, Pete. that they haven't just been quite as sharp. And here is a very experienced player. Not a bad one to bring off the interchange bench, Brett Allison. You know, he's a late inclusion. Scotty Welsh didn't take his spot on the side, but you know, game number 211, as you can see there, and inside that there's 266 goals. I think he's looking at number 267 here now.
Scoreboard's dudded him by 1 on your figures, Terry, but he won't argue. He's got it anyway. Argue about it later. His first kick in the goal.
I reckon if you've done over 200 feet, it doesn't matter. It just keeps going. You know? I mean, so therein lies the armoury that the Kangaroos have, that they're able to bring a smart player like this onto the ground, and that was smart. I mean, Orchard working towards the front position, but once he's off the ground, he was out of the contest because Allison's left arm was just able to fend him out of the way and take the mark and finish it off.
So back we go to the centre, and that was a penetrating kick, but it was a poor little chip pass that allowed North in. The penetrating kicker allowed that mark to Allison. There's a poor bounce by the umpire. McKernan gains 20 metres with that punch. Blakey loses it. It's kicked forward by Stevens from Abraham, and oh, here's a mark. Is that McCartney down there? So Jason McCartney has gone down the forward line. He's going to kick for goal. He started as a centre half forward, and he'll kick for goal from about 35-40 metres out.
I'm not prepared to call whether he's been moved down there, Peter, or he just ends up there. But
I think he just ended up there, Terry, but...
well, it happened so quickly.
Yeah, and a good, strong option there. I mean, as you said, Peter, he has played a lot of football at centre half forward at Collingwood and in Adelaide. Here, a defender, but he knows where they are.
Well, as I say, started as a centre half forward at Collingwood. Now he's directly in front. He's kicked high and just missed by the lull in the crowd. And
now, by the way he's down on the mark, looks like he's playing a full forward now.
Yep.
I just thought they got it out of the centre too quickly for him to have got down there from the back line. So this is Heath Scotland, who's a very, very skillful, accomplished player. Durkee does some spoiling and forces the ball over the line.
Yeah, it looks like we've noticed Archer gone back to the back line now.
Yep. So Jamie Tate was playing very well. He was starting to give Collingwood something at centre half forward. Archer struggling a bit in the forward line. So the move, very good one from Dennis Pagan.
Durkee up in the air twice. Harvey flips it out sideways. Abraham off just one step down towards half forward, and that's a good strong mark taken by Gary Durkee. Maybe too far out.
I'll tell you what, he fancies himself. The way he's gone back, he didn't hesitate. He thinks he can kick it.
Well, I think there's a little bit of a rule. If you think you can kick the goal, you should kick it. I mean, that just shows a lot of confidence to everybody. Too often we see players who get the chance and they lack that confidence to kick it, and they're always looking to give it off, and it creates uncertainty in everyone's mind.
Hasn't he slimmed down, Durkee, Pete?
Nearly averages a goal a game. He's pretty fit, Pete. 51 goals in 57 matches, and he's improved that average. He's got it. 2 today for Gary Durkee. The Roos, it seems, have the answers at just about every corner. They go to 10-4, leading Collingwood 4-5. As we watch the replay, the ruck contest, Durkee up in the air twice, slaps it down. Harvey out to the side. Up to Abraham, and Durkee was on the end.
And McCartney was coming as well. But you see the big number 5 charging through, so that makes it as equally good mark from Durkee in the face of all that. Good finish.
Well, again, it's blown out to around about the 6-goal margin. Oh, there's McKernan at the centre. Straight up in the air. It will be a mark if it's taken. Abraham couldn't do so. The big thump goes about 20 metres out towards centre. And this is Mark Orchard. Now Luke Godden bins it back to half forward. That's a very good mark. Burns has obviously been moved forward. Now there are players leading. Mickey Martin's waiting back there to contest. He'll come across the front. McMartin, Brown, and very high.
He's got him.
Yes, across his neck. Free kick to Gavin Brown. Well done, umpire, to pick that. He was caught across the neck.
There. Yeah, if you can see it, they're clearly there, and you know, Mick will claim he was going the ball. There he is. He will always claim that. I think the day that Mick gives up footy, he'll still be claiming something like that.
You say to the umpire, come on, umpire, we should got the same number. We're number 4 together.
So Gavin Brown, he certainly does provide a terrific contest. He's just so hard at the ball. That's why he'll get free kicks, because he gets in front and goes for it. Now he's kicking for his second directly in front, and the Magpies need it badly, as you can see that lay-back kicking style, and he's kicked it right through the middle. 2 goals to the Magpie champ, and they just hang in there around the 5-goal margin.
And we speak about Gavin Brown, Pete, and this becomes the test time for Gavin Brown. He's giving them something at full forward, but 2 goals is about Brownie's limit. I mean, he's kicked 1 goal 4 times this year. He picked up 2 last year, and you've got to go a long way back to find him kicking a bag of goals. He's got a 5-goal bag way back in '94 in the finals. And remember, he needs to step up.
Gavin Brown kicks his 2nd goal, and the Magpies 5th. They get it up to half forward again. Simpson in the road. Grubber out to Stevens. Has to get on his bike pretty quickly. Good tackle from Freeborn. Jarred free. Opportunity down there for Rawlings. The tackling's pretty solid at midfield. Abraham intercepting beautifully of Williams. Sensational stuff. Williams, long bomb up towards full forward. He kicked 5 last week from a similar distance. Not today, at least on that occasion.
That'd be a steal in basketball.
It would be a steal. Gee, doesn't that electrify the crowd? That man, when he gets the ball and takes off, there's not too many going to catch him. And more often than not, he does nail those, Pete. And so that's a disappointing result from Paul Williams.
Great steal. There it is in replay. Ball thrown in. Pickett. Simpson. Good Shepherd. King. Intercepting. Lacuria. Balks one way, then the next. Jackatine. Spears it out wide. That's not too bad. And the mark is taken by Oborn.
Oh, he's a left footer.
Onto his left foot. Long kick up towards full forward. And a little bit too solid down there. Guess who? Glenn Archer.
Great mark. That was, I mean, Collingwood really were pounding in there. Archer chooses wisely to take the front position. Well rewarded.
That's his best spot down there in defence.
Shannon Grant on to King, and I've never seen you get off the ground so high either, Terry. It was a pretty good attempt at a mark even from up here. McKernan gives it to Blakey, who's kicked 2. Blakey's kick down towards half-forward. Anderson couldn't complete the mark. Prestigiacomo there, so too Scotland. Gives it away back to Blakey for number 3. Stabs at it, kicks and gets it. Johnny Blakey having a field day in the forward pocket. 11-4 to 5-5.
Yeah, and a good call, Pete. It was a steal. We had a previous steal by Paul Williams where he charged in and couldn't nail it for Collingwood. Here's the next steal. Scotland doesn't quite clear the area there, and Blakey right on. He's been very dangerous. 3 goals to his credit, 1 in the first and 2 in this one. Have been very, very busy at half forward, just in the right spots at the right times.
Anthony Rocker back on the ground now, playing at centre half forward area.
And Mickey Martin's gone straight to him, Deb.
McKernan again against Mark Richardson. The quick kick out of the centre was by Peter Bell in towards oh, that was Durko getting in a quick hand pass, taken away by Burns. This is Tyson Lane, obviously down in the defensive area. That's a good mark, Anthony Rocker. Oh, you'd be yelling out to have a shot here as he goes across the ground. Tarrant has got it. He gives it off. This is Lacuria from 50 metres. Paul Lacuria goes bang, and that's better play by the Magpies. Oh, that was good, Terry, that passage of play.
Very good, and I think the move of Anthony Rocker coming on has been a good one in that it'll bring Mick Martin out to take him, and then it leaves Archer and Brown. But Collingwood really have rattled on here. It's been a 6-goal 1 quarter. That's been their best second quarter this year, and you've got to go right back to the middle of last year before they equalled that. So there's really something ticking over here for the Pies.
And a good second effort there by Tarrant after the fumble. So the Maggies keep coming, 6-5 to 11-4 in the closing stages of the second term. King. Now it's Richardson. Up towards full forward, and the mark is there. It's taken by Patterson.
Gee Willick is, I'll tell you what, I feel as though I'm coaching. If I'm in the North Melbourne box, I'm starting to get a little bit tingly. I get a little bit upset in the tummy because the North Melbourne players haven't got the intensity that they had early in the game, and all of a sudden the momentum's with the Magpies. these group of guys who are playing the black and white jumpers, they're not going to let go. They're very tenacious at it, and each time they've been in front in the forward line.
And they're a team of kids. They'll keep trying like heck. They've got nothing to lose, and they came at Essendon last week.
Look how far back he's gone. The man on the mark is 12 metres out from goal, and he's about 35 to 40 now.
No doubt he'll kick it. Number 6 for Collingwood never misses.
No, I must admit, you were the straightest kick I ever saw. You might give young Anthony Rocker a few lessons during the week. He's got it. Well, we've seen North do this before, Terry, haven't we? They've got the good leads and squandered them. But I suppose when you lead by 27 points against a team of youngsters, mentally you can slow down.
Yeah, and I mean, and even the lead did blow out because the Kangaroos got away well in this second quarter early. I mean, they were out to nearly they were 6 goals in front. And Collingwood was starting to come back. And there's been a couple of blowouts by the Kangaroos this year. They led by 40 points at halftime against Geelong and also by 6 goals against Sydney and lost both.
23 points the margin. The Magpies trying desperately to get back into this game. Richardson and McKernan, they both miss it. Adam Simpson comes out of the middle. It's a high floating kick to half forward. Durkee at the back. A quick kick by Durkee, all socked away by Gotten. Here's Clinton King, who's been pretty good. Stevens is after him. He just quickly got in a hand pass, gained about 10, but Tyson Lane, back to King. He's very, very quick. This is good play. Rocker, he's up and running, Rocker. He gave the hand pass. Williams, he's kicked into the man. Tyson Lane in there after. Williams again. A hand pass to King. What can he do? But Pike is there to thump it over the line. I think a bit more desperation from North then because Collingwood were coming at him.
Certainly wasn't 2 great efforts there by Clinton King with just over a minute to go in the second quarter. It's in Collingwood's right forward pocket, so a good chance for a Collingwood goal. Martin and Rocker, one by Martin, tries to flip it out the back. Stevens, quick kick up towards midfield. Initially it favoured Durkee, but Collingwood have got it Godden. Hand pass has gone astray. Abraham around Freeborn. Richardson caught behind. Shannon Brad gives it off. Simpson down towards Allison. Couldn't complete the mark. He's already got one in this quarter. Krista Giacomo, a quick kick. Back to Simpson. Spiral punt kick. And he's got a goal! Michael stretched but couldn't get there. North reply again.
Wow. Simpson, he does it. He did it right on the quarter time siren with a sensational smother on Richardson. And here with only seconds to go on his side, under a bit of pressure, he's able to get one. The Pressa Giacomo kick didn't clear the area. He needed to get a little bit more oomph onto it. And try as he might, Mel Michael, he can't reach this one right on the line.
Great kick, wasn't it? Sensational goal.
Great camera shot of Michael. Well, North have got all the answers. Look at that mighty thump at about 30 metres. Some pressure put on here around half forward by the North players. A little bit more urgency by them now. Clinton King is absolutely flat and copped it in the head, and he's been very, very good. Off he goes. Brings it out to centre wing, Mark Richardson. McKernan on the mark. Richardson gives it off to Freeborn. Freeborn drives it. They could do with one before quarter time. He was hit very, very hard. Patterson appealing for...
Just come off before half time.
Started the third quarter at the MCG. 29 points. The Magpies trailing by. Put in a good second quarter, but they didn't kick a goal during the first term, and you can't afford to give starts to a side like North Melbourne. Tarrant up towards half forward, and a good mark by Williams, leading out well. Too far out to score, you'd reckon, even for this guy. Kicked 5 last week. A little bit of pushing and shoving there, but Brown has been given the mark.
Well, we spoke of Gavin Brown. He was to be the man who would kick 5 or 6 goals for this Collingwood side to win this game. And just at the moment he's delivering. He had 2 goals in that second quarter where Collingwood kicked 7 goals in a very spirited fight back after a goalless first quarter. And that marked their just superior judgment. The Kangaroo players in front calling for a push, but it wasn't there, said the umpire.
I think there was a push, Terry, but obviously it wasn't strong enough to warrant a free kick. We may see it on a replay, but Brown from directly in front 25 metres out, he's got the goal. Great start by the Pies in the third term. 3 goals to Gavin Brown, just what Tony Shaw would have ordered, and they're now back to within a realistic deficit of 23 points.
Yeah, so here it is here. Brown eyes for Archer does very well. Everything's working well there for North Melbourne, but really the touch, there's some contact there, but I'm not sure whether it was a push. And anyway, we'll leave it at the umpire, and he's been able to adjudicate. So Archer's at full-back, Mickey Martin's on the interchange bench, Corey McKernan back to centre forward, McCartney centre back.
Well, they're only 4 kicks out of it now, the Magpies. Brown really standing up. 3 goals. Went early. Here's Anthony Rocker. Now Stevens. He's caught. Oh, he threw that away almost. Shuffled out. The Magpies trying to get it forward again. That was Harvey getting it to Simpson. In towards full forward. And Prestigier Como's doing some nice things too. He's taking some good marks. He kicks it wide. And he finds Lucuria. Paul Lucuria to centre wing. Oh, Chakatina's flattened. It was a free kick now. This will come back.
Downfield.
Well, it might even be downfield, but it'll certainly a Collingwood free kick.
It's young Oborn. They're slow also to get up, and Chakatine cops that one. And Oborn somewhere else got one.
Well, good to see young Brad Oborn.
Yeah, he's in trouble, the boy.
Yes,
What day is it, son? I don't think he knows.
I mean, Brad in for his first game, and really an unfortunate position to be in there.
Well, Patterson kicks deep. Or tackled by Archer. Here's a chance for Burns. It's up in the air. Now, which way will it bounce? Oh, it bounces back towards the goals. And eludes Jason McCartney and through for a behind.
He went through for a goal.
How can you pick that?
So 22 points. The Magpies are in this. Pickett finds Jason McCartney. So all of a sudden a little bit of pressure. McCartney to the half-back area. Now that was the same as the Gavin Brown one. Blakey gives it across to Rawlings. This is Brady Rawlings to centre wing. No mark. Oh, it's a free kick actually in the end to Lang. Now Lang is on centre wing. He drives long in towards Durkay area. It flicks off fingers. Racing into goal. I think it was Harvey kicking the goal. No, it wasn't. It was Rawlings. Brady Rawlings.
Well, he really made the most of that one. The North Melbourne have structured up, as we said, Archer at full back, McCartney back at centre half forward, McKernan at centre half forward, and Evan Hewitt is at full forward. Hewitt led well up the ground, creating all that space then behind the contest, and Rawlings doing the running onto it there and picking up the goal.
Dipper, I can see you down there. How is young Oborn?
I think that's a cutout shape of Dipper there.
Yes,
they've just propped it up against the fence.
He was at a fancy dress do last night, disguised as the Great Southern Stand, I believe.
That was a solid tackle on young Oborn.
So back into the centre, as steadier for the Roos. Trying to go through was Jacatine. Ran into a brick wall. The Roos try to paddle it out wide. Pretty untidy and rough in close. Jacatine again. Down towards half forward, marking contest. King will get back quickly, but Tape's in the road. Tape paddles it forward, gives out a hand pass. It's a loose ball. Charge for the Collingwood side. Going goal is Burns, and he's got it. The Magpies won't lie down. The Collingwood of old. 13-4 to 9-6, back to 22 points.
And it's just a surge of players, of Collingwood players that keep pushing the ball their way. They've won the 3 centre bounces in this third quarter, and so the North Melbourne defence really under pressure. But here it is, just this wave. You can see the wave of players. King's there to receive the first one, feeds on off to Burns here. Excellent work, just this quick exchange of hands here. Straight running kicker in front of goal. Burns does well to take it in underneath all the traffic.
Young guy born is okay. The doctors asked him what his phone number is. He remembers his phone number. He's been up and down on the boundary line, so he'll be back on the ground shortly, boys.
22 points the margin. King again gets it out to Rocker. Oh, this is good football. On to Tyson Lane, another goal here would be terrific. Brown and Archer, 2 champions together. McCartney, he gives it off to Pike. He better get rid of it in a hurry. He does to half back. He finds Shannon Grant. Back to Pike. A bit of urgency now with North Melbourne. Gee, that is a great kick by Martin Pike. Finds McKernan. He's going to bomb it up high and long. It's a low trajectory helicopter type kick. It bouncing towards the goals. Lang was too slow to get back, and putting it through for a behind is Prestigiacomo, and it's a behind to North.
A good choice in the end. He had the other option of going over the boundary line, but the umpires can be, right onto that one with the intent of taking the ball deliberately out of bounds. So Simon Prestigiacomo doing well there to be able to get the behind, and Brad Oborne back on. Good to see.
So is Mick Martin, I think, down there too. Now Collingwood's defence under pressure. They will come away. Godden onto Richardson. Richardson left centre wing. Low trajectory pass. Burns on the end of it, marking in front of Martin Pike. Now
That's
he's
a
looking
long
for
way.
50.
And Gary Durkay's right down the other end of the ground, down behind play.
He looks a little bit of a problem down there. This is Lucuria. I think he's just winded. Let's see what happened to Durkay. Godden trips. And then they get it away through Hewitt. And Durkay is still in a bit of trouble down there. I think he'll be okay. The action's at the other end of the ground, though. Can he kick this? Lucuria back after suspension for 2 weeks. He's kicked one already. That's not going to add to his tally of goals. So 1-1 to Paul Lucuria. Not happy with his efforts there. 9-7 to 13-5. King will bring the ball back into play. A welcome re-inclusion to the Kangaroos lineup this afternoon. Stevens from back pocket left. Abraham had a good first quarter, was a little bit quieter in the second. Abraham now up towards left half forward. Archer well out from goal. Between wing and left half forward. Centering kick from the Roos champ. Scotland had it, lost it. Tries to apply a tackle. Grant brushes Lucuria. Still gets through. Has a ping at the goals. It won't be a score. Taken over the line by Freeborn. It will be thrown in North Melbourne's. Make that the Kangaroos left forward pocket. Old habits die hard.
Pete, just an update on Gunnar Francisco. Looks like he's torn his thigh muscle, so we probably won't see him back on the ground.
And Oborne's okay, I think you said, Dip.
Yeah, he's back on the ground. He remembers his phone number.
That's good. Thanks for that. Crowd says ball. The umpire says no, it's my ball, and he'll ball it up 15 metres out from goal.
So haven't the medical tests improved? Used to be just, did you know your name? Now you've got to recite your phone number.
So it's in front of the North Melbourne, the Kangaroos.
McKenna
It
one,
is
Landy one.
terribly hard.
Wheeler no score.
Oh, I think I've said it a few times, but they still look to me to be North Melbourne. It's flicked over the back. Lang goes in after it. Oh, good play by Tyson Lane. Pumped away by Gotten with desperation. Here's Pickett. He latches onto it. Oh, he dummies the hand pass, then says, I'll take it myself. Gee, very laconic as he brings it in towards halfway. That's Evan Hewitt flying over the back. Prestigiacomo was there. Lane's there. Archer with desperation. Oh, he turns around and kicks a goal. Desperate play.
Well, that's the football that Dennis Pagan described last week up at the SCG when he moved Archer into the forward line. He said he was just sensational, and that's the mark of Glenn Archer, is that he never says die, no matter what happens. Here's the contest here involved in it, but here he is, just up and straightly back into it. There's a second effort. That's a third effort. And once you're able to do that sort of thing in league football, you've got a lot going for you. You just never are out of the contest. Look at him go. There's the lunge. Here's the go, up and around. That's excellent. And look, very, very proud of it, and so he should.
So Glenn Archer becomes the 10th goal kicker for North Melbourne. Collingwood have 7. The Kangaroos, we should say, I'm ahead on the scorecard there. King, he's done well. Clinton King, not much of him, but gets the footy. You can't ask any more. This is Oborne in the position where he was met solidly. Gets the kick up towards Williams at half forward. Ball socket off the ground. Some holding, but not according to the umpire. 61 plays 89. Let's see what happened there again. Williams didn't seem to have the footy, but not really too much in that. Probably a good call. Rocker and McCartney, the latter getting front position. Flipped out the back. Opportunity for Pike. Lucuria's got him. Oborn nearly sits on him. It's all tied up. We will see a ball up 35 metres from goal. 28 points the margin. So the Magpies keeping in touch with their opponents. It was 27 at quarter time, 29 at half time. So they've gone kick for kick. You can't give a side like the Kangaroos a start. It's pretty difficult to peg them back. And the Western Bulldogs found that last night over at Subiaco when they didn't score in the first quarter against the West Coast Eagles. Now Burns. A little toe poke. Williams around the body, snaps up towards full forward. Brown outnumbered 3-1. Little chance there. Mickey Martin right on his hammer, and it will be thrown in about 5 metres from the behind post. Gavin Brown, Collingwood's leading goal kicker today with 3. In fact, he's their only multiple scorer. The Magpie veteran, Rocker, had it, lost it. Bell's little hand pass was okay to King.
And King heads for the safety of the boundary line and puts it over before Luke Godden can get there.
And another touch for Robert Di-Domenico. What fine skills you got, Bertie.
Yes.
There's 4 touches this weekend.
I had a good line there, Dipper, but yes. I won't use it. It's nearly on centre wing. McKernan with that short haircut. Well, desperate play by McKernan. Archer at the back using his body well. Then he'll come in and lay the tackle. He's lost it though. Mel Michael did well. To Jacatine. Lucuria is there. Knocked on by Rawlings, but then now the Magpies through Orchard. Patterson. Now Tarrant. Tarrant's looking to give it off. He's onto the right foot and reading it beautifully. Just a little nudge. McCartney to get Anthony Rocker out of the way. Now McCartney kicks across the ground. Now this is Byron Pickett receiving from Anthony Stevens. Now Pickett, he took his time about it, then drives long to centre wing. It's flicked over the back. This is Blakey, who's kicked 3 goals. He kicks to the wide open spaces also. It's all Collingwood as the ball rolls away from Prestigier, Como and over the line. So it's way out at half forward. 61 plays 89. North have had all the answers. Collingwood trying very, very hard. It's about 70 metres around from the North goal. Number 21 for the Kangaroos is Evan Hewitt. Oh, it's taken away by Durkay to Lang. Here's Bell. He's a dangerous little player. He's trying to get it out. He's grabbed and the umpire will bounce it.
Logical decision. Ball all wrapped up. Margin stays at 28 points. And Peter Bell, probably the smallest player on the ground in stature, but not in heart. Hewitt, Archer again has a snap at goal, and this time out of bounds or behind. I think it's the latter. It is. 1 point registered by Glenn Archer. So 1 goal, 2 against his name. 14-6 to 9-7. Margin out to 29 points.
And that's where the margin really has sat for quite some time now, Peter. I mean, early in the second quarter, the Kangaroos got away, but then Collingwood slowly pegging it back. And it's very similar to their game last week against Essendon. They were 38 points down at quarter time, but worked their way back into it with a late surge. They got to within 8 points. This is shaping up to be somewhat similar because they're still working hard in the contest.
Lucuria, Godden and King combined. King certainly one of Collingwood's best today. Williams, can he give them something from left centre wing? Yes, he can. Oh, Oborn had it, went off quickly. Shannon Grant to Pickett. They share it around. Pike, solid, get out of his road. Pinpoint accuracy to Winston Abraham. Abraham on left centre wing, 2 bounces, might have a third, tries to draw a player to him. Runs his full distance. Abraham up towards centre half forward. They come from all directions. Ball punched into the forward pocket. Harvey can't snare at the boundary line as the Magpies saviour. It's over it, and it gives them time to regroup. A throw in 5 metres from the behind post in the Kangaroos' left forward pocket. Almost at the halfway stage of the third quarter. Archer, real up and under job. Just about to bring rain. It bounces back almost over the head of Durkay and Tape, and it will be thrown in now in the opposite pocket, about a couple of metres from the behind post.
But again, Glenn Archer's a dangerous man in this sort of situation here again. His strength will be important.
Well, that was Evan Hewitt getting it down. Oh, there was a quick kick by, was it Durkay or Abraham? It was Durkay. And he has just missed. There he is, number 3. He has kicked 2 goals. Winston Abraham has also kicked 2. Now this is Mel Michael. He'll be better for the hit out. He's doing all right. He's battling very, very hard down there in defence. There's Mark Orchard. Now Luke Godden to centre wing, and nice mark Tarrant, who was very, very good in the first half, showing a lot. Looking like he'll be a real player. Umpire calling him to play on. Chris Tarrant to the half forward line. It's no mark over the back. This is Anthony Stevens. He's kicking to half forward. Now this is in no man's land, this one. Archer, oh, 20-metre punch. He kicks it straight to Mel Michael. Burns, centre wing. Burns bends it back. Gavin Brown is in the good position. He races back. McCartney's there to help it on its way. And I thought Brown was in the perfect position to just nudge Mickey Martin out and take that mark, but he couldn't do so.
No, he couldn't do so. He is. I mean, he's a pretty strong man there in the front. But that's where I thought now, yeah, Brown's got the advantage, but McCartney just reading it so very well. What you have to know in the back line is the tendencies of your opponent, the forward line, and Gavin Brown will often do that. He's not a spring heel. He won't jump up. He would like to push his opponent under the ball and turn and run back. McCartney knew that and was back to cover.
Plenty of distance by the King kick. Richardson punches it away from McCurtain and then butters up himself, but Abraham beats him to it. Good tackle by Gotten and a good second effort by Gotten, but he's infringed. And Collingwood supporters loud in their disapproval of that decision. Abraham short of right centre wing to take the free kick. Here it is again. He's got it, lost it. Gotten's got him. He seemed to drop the ball, but it was a ruse free kick in the end. On the shoulder, Magpie free kick squares the ledger. Burns at half back, calling forward is Orchard. He can get on his bike quickly. He'll try to pinpoint somebody across half forward. Oborn nearly. Good second effort from him onto the left. Not a well-directed kick though. Shannon Grant was ordered to play on. Pike brushes 2 tackles. Ball punched to the front. Freeborn against his old side today. Huge pack of players. McCartney was the flyer at the back. Lucuria runs into trouble. Scotland, oh, lovely smother down there. Parth Harvey. Jackatine, 25-metre hand pass to Williams. Usually kicks them. Centres this one, no one home.
Yeah, just hung on the ball too long. He was initially breaking on the left and should have gone whack down the guts with it, but came back on the right. Enough time there to be squeezed by Pickett.
Grant's kick out to Brady Rawlings, but he couldn't handle it. It's out of bounds.
Well, this is these team rules. They've got it in their brain. They've got to centre the ball. Now, he's a great kick for goal. He should have run straight at the goals as soon as he got it and kicked it. He's a great kick for goal, Paul Williams.
He is, and that's the skill that he needs to bring into this side in this second half.
Scotland out of bounds again. Kick and a half from the Magpies goal. We're in the second half of the third term. Under 8 minutes remaining. The Roos by 29 points. As Terry pointed out, that's been, I guess, the mean margin between here and quarter time. Rocker wins it well. How can they get something from this? Kick comes up from Tarrant. Oh, gee, Simpson was the flyer there. Might have hurt himself in landing. Pike gives him good assistance from right half back. Richardson in the box seat. Couldn't complete it. Prestigiacomo onto Freeborn.
Yeah, Collingwood's backline's doing very, very well at the moment. That's
It is, Pete, but the Kangaroos are also doing well. So there's 2 brick walls, one at each end at half back.
Tarrant and King. Back to Tarrant. Those 2 young players have been terrific. King. Here's Anthony Rocker. He's trying to bend it back. He does. Williams. A sweeping hand pass to King. Is a brilliant hand pass. Over the top. Will this be a goal? Kick for goal. I think he's missed it. Oborn. He's hooked at the young fella. Just a bit of pressure as we see Adam Simpson. No, it's not. It's McKernan, who looks as though he's hurt himself.
Whew.
Yeah, Peter, he received the ball standing still, and the first thing he had to do was just get the ball and boot then.
McKernan seems to be okay, and King will bring it back into play. Bad luck for young Oborn then.
Gee, what a precious situation. You're standing on top of the 10-metre square and this North Melbourne defence is bearing down on you.
Scotland a good thump away. Good play by Rawlings. And Adam Simpson kicks it off the side of his boot out in the direction of Archer, who can't control it. It'll be a throw in almost, well, round towards half forward for North.
Yes, you'd like to have eyes in the
Kangaroos,
back, eyes in the back of your head. So it's where Mick Martin was coming from.
Yes.
Yeah, our scorecard's even, Pete, I think. Throw in, those two centre wing. Richardson against McKernan. Neither gets an effective tap out. Bell. Hewitt couldn't handle it. Out of bounds from Gary Durkay in front of his teammate Brett Harrison.
Sorry, but it's a fairly even game across the ground today. There's really no one has stood out. So for both teams, they just need someone to put their hand up. For Collingwood, maybe a Gavin Brown or Williams kick a bit, 2 or 3 goals, quick goals to put him back in.
King to Scotland.
Just at the moment, but yeah, both defences are doing very well. Across half-back for Collingwood, Scotland's been getting some football, but Simon Prestigiacomo, he's been very good defensively, but then likewise so is the Kangaroos defence. So the midfield having to do a lot of work trying to penetrate either half-forward line.
Roos with plenty of numbers. Pickett's hand pass went astray, goes to Clinton King ultimately. He's been one of Collingwood's better players. Brown ridden into the ground, Rowdy's hand pass over the top. Might open it up for the opposition. It does. Grant from Pike. He goes directly down the spine of the ground. Prestigiacomo punches it away, so too does Tate. Freeborn, good gather in front of Durkay. Out to Orchard. Looks for Freeborn. Burns, Scotland. Scotland short of left centre wing. King in front. Couldn't complete the mark for the Roos.
They've got to work through here. The Pies have to get this ball through.
The Curia tried. And it's all going to be, it is tied up. It's hot in the clinches, 63 to 91.
Pickett, Terry, does he tackle hard?
He's just wonderful, isn't he? You know, I mean, generally the Koori players are out and about and showing silky smooth skills, but he's got that, but he's also got something that gets in there and really meets the opposition with some solid work.
Slightly towards Collingwood's half forward. Oh, big thump, goes about 25 metres in towards half forward, and Archer with a 20-metre hand card. Back it comes to Abraham, who kicks it out in front because he spotted a teammate. It's Shannon Grant who runs to 50. He's going to bomb it, goal, and has drifted it to the left and missed. Good team play by the Kangaroos.
Yep, and a good ball to place out in front of Grant. I mean, he's the left footer, and more often than not, as Shannon Grant nails those chances.
Hand pass coming over the top. Now, this is Orchard. Mark Orchard to centre wing. Tarrant couldn't quite hang on to it. Look at the pace of King. Will he take McKernan on? McKernan's got him. That was good play by the big fella. And it's forced over the line for a throw-in.
Long and the short of it there. The tallest and one of the smallest on the ground. Tried to take him on. The ball was jarred free in the tackle, and I think that's probably what saved Clinton King in the end. Despite that fact, he's been a very good player for the Magpies this afternoon. Boundary throw in. Richardson looks for a player going past. They're working hard over there. Good tackle by Simpson. They get it back again. Orchard losing a little bit of ground. On to Michael. That's a terrible kick off the boot and straight to Byron Pickett. Deserved better, the efforts. Martin doesn't usually waste too many kicks. On to Clayton. Clayton towards left centre wing. Glenn Archer. And home everywhere on the footy paddock. Pinpoint accuracy to Stevens. He's got all the time in the world. Bends this one around. It'll be a goal. Too easy. Started at Mick Martin, and it finished off at the other end with a 6-pointer to that man. And he's the 11th goal kicker for the Kangaroos today.
And that's one of the strengths of the Kangaroos side, Pete, is just the array of players who can finish the work off. Archer, a long way out from goal, but he's providing a bit of a focal point in that forward line for them. It's been tough work getting it through prior to this one here, but they do work through, whereas at the other end, Collingwood have to find that same path through the Kangaroos half-back line.
35 points the margin now in favour of the Kangaroos. McKernan flies high. Oh, Burns, was he caught high? Umpire didn't think so. Now, Mark Richardson was looking for King. Robert Scott did pretty well then. Simpson. Back to Stevens. Archer's going to fly. Oh, it's thumped away from him. Taken by McKernan. Gets his boot to it. Oh, it's a loose ball in the direction of Durkee and Burns. Burns. Oh, he shuffled it out. He did that very, very well. Freeborn is there. Now Harvey. Oh, he was caught high. Yeah, free kick to Harvey. He was caught very high.
Yeah, there's no doubt about this one at all. Here we see Clinton King, his right arm up over the top.
Now Mel Michael has marked that Harvey kick deep in defence. Now he's looking out, but he's going to, before he goes to the southern stand side. This is Craig Jackatine out here, close to the boundary line. He tries to bend it back on the left foot, but Pike. Well, Pike's been a good player, Terry.
He has. He's been very good. And what he does, he's always very creative with his disposal. On this occasion, gives it off to the left-footed Grant, who can ping Durkee. But Martin Pike always looking to create and play on from halfback.
55-metre kick from Durkee. He was looking for McKernan. He got him in the end. It was Hewitt. Winston gets unloaded. Tape underneath it. On a collision course with Clayton. It's out of bounds. 35 points the margin. We're inside the last 3 minutes of the third quarter. That's been the biggest margin certainly since late in the first quarter. Collingwood very competitive since then. They gave the Roos a huge start. McKernan and Richardson went through the legs of Tape there. Scott a snapshot. Maybe off target. Is off target. One behind. Kicked by Robert Scott, his first score of the day. So 6 goals the difference now. 15-9 to 9-9.
Yeah, Collingwood really, they're working hard in the midfield. They're picking up, I mean, Clinton King has had 22 disposals, Mark Orchard in there with 17, Freeborn with 15, and Scotty Burns now with 22. They're winning enough ball in the midfield. It's just needing to be able to get through Gavin Brown at centre half forward and onto Rocker at full forward.
Time running out for them in the third quarter. Orchard from Williams. Tarrant, well, he kept it in play, but it wasn't really to the advantage of the side. Simpson's kick is a bomb. Godden might be able to chop it off if the boundary line is not too close. It's okay. Scotland has to go hard, and he does. Beautifully done at left half back from Scotland, but nullifies his work. He was, well, tearing along the dotted line, but just going a bit too quick.
Yes, he's certainly showing a bit of talent, though, Scotland. He's got good balance and good skill. Now, Adam Simpson kicks in towards half forward, hoping one of the big blokes can take him up. They seem to be competing against each other a lot down there. Here's Mel Michael. Oh, dangerous because he has found Winston Abraham. He gives it off to Harvey, who sets sail for goal and puts it right through the middle. So the Kangaroos, well, they're maintaining that lead. Their supporters are pretty happy. And they're over the 40-point mark now, Terry.
Yeah, it's starting to look a little bit dangerous, isn't it? The Collingwood really worked hard in the first half of this third quarter, but without the rewards on the scoreboard that they'd want. They've just had the 2 goals. But yeah, now the Kangaroos starting just to pick it up now. They've kicked the last 3 goals, and definitely that constitutes a bit of a roll-on and some momentum going their way at the moment.
Harvey, the 12th goal kicker for the Kangaroos. They really have shared it around. Late in the third quarter, Tarrant, Jackatine off a step, kicks to half forward, right on 50, punch to the front, chance for Burns, on to Clinton King. King goes long and well deserved with a goal. He kicks his second and becomes the second multiple goal kicker for the Magpies. They move their goals into double figures, and a good effort from Clinton King.
What's been impressive is their working around the centre bounce. I think the Collingwood side, they've won more often than not in there. And when they've cleared from the centre bounce, they've been able to find a player out in a little bit of space. This time it's Clinton King who's been extremely busy right throughout, and a very good finish to that work from the centre bounce group.
Well, it's even 6 goals now, approaching three-quarter time. McKernan again goes early. Mark Richardson A hurry kick will find Jackatine. Let's see if the Magpies can go forward and get one before three-quarter time. There's Shannon Grant. That was good disciplined play with the big fist. Orchard did well. On to Licuria. Licuria kicks high to a one-on-one contest. Rocker and Martin. Free kick Rocker. Free kick Anthony Rocker. 12 metres out now. Surely he can kick this one.
Well, if he doesn't, I think he'll be invited down for some kicking tuition, Pete, during the week.
Well, he missed one earlier from about 20. Now this is closer. Mick grabbed him, I think.
Yeah, there's no doubt about this one. I mean, there's a grab there, so Rocker does the first one, but Mick's is just a touch more obvious. And the free kick was a wood. The Kangaroo defence had kicked it through for a behind, but Mick will continue to debate it. I don't think you got any chance of winning that one, mate.
I think what he's saying is that he was grabbed first in that first instant.
And that he wasn't wrong.
He's shaking his head as defenders often do.
Just go to show it's a forwards game, this one, Pete.
Spoken by a true back pocket player. There's Anthony Rocker. This is a gimme. As he runs in. Oh, he's kicked this one. And he's happy with himself. And Mick Martin still shaking the head. That's his first, Anthony Rocker. 5 goals the margin.
His first and in fact only his second for the year. So I mean, Anthony Rocker has been worked out and groomed in defence, but he still has some forward qualities, and the way in which he wins that ball is that he works to get himself in between the ball and his opponent Mick Martin. So this next bit here, he's got eyes only for the ball. Martin was caught out with some desperation, pulled on the second one. Rocker could finish with 3 goals in this game.
Half a minute to go in the third quarter. Rocker, Collingwood's 8th goal kicker. The Kangaroos have 12, so 20 players out there have got themselves on the scorecard, which is a little bit unusual. Bell out of the congestion. Simpson gives the Roos something late in the third term. Freeborn missed what he probably should have taken, but the sun was certainly a factor there. They may be able to get away with it. Tape out to Godden. Godden at right half back. Kicks to a contest on centre wing. Ball knocked out of the hands of Burns by Grant. Onto Orchard. Needs to be quick. But the siren's gone. Final quarter. Capuano back on. And Anthony Rocker in the ruck. An interesting move made by Tony Shaw. Magpies trailing by 5 goals. A deficit they've faced pretty well since quarter time. A couple of minor errors there. Simpson couldn't get clear. Orchard's tackle arguably high. The umpire lets it go. Off a step goes McCartney to half forward. Punch away by Archer. That's effective. Now to Stevens. Up towards full forward. Prestigiacomo. Richardson punches, albeit not very far. Harvey, dangerous in this situation. Freeborn takes the hand pass. On to Godden. Godden from the left back pocket. Measures the kick well. Tarrant's on the end of it. In front of the old smokers stand. A couple of bounces. He's been good today, the youngster. Tarrant's kick towards the left half forward flank. Almost a mark. Licuria. Well gathered down there. Patterson arguably got a push in the back. It's going to be the fence, the Pickett. Byron Pickett. Beautifully delivered kick. And they'll run it well out of defence. That was superbly done. Been a rock of Gibraltar in defence today, Pickett. Nothing's got past him. Peter Bell. Oh, Abraham. Magnificent mark on the lead. Solid. Good hands in front of his face.
And that's just about where the game has been, Pete, for most of the day. Collingwood surged forward, they pushed, they worked, they got it to within 20 metres, but then just a touch of class from Byron Pickett, cleaned it up and brought it back around, and then the sure ball handling here of Abraham's just at the end there to be able to complete the mark. Just a little touch of class that they've been able to exude above Collingwood for most of the day.
Mark of the year last year to Winston Abraham up at Canberra. And what a grab that was. From 53 metres, Abraham has kicked a beautiful goal.
Well, Terry, you'd have to say one of the best kicks in the competition, without a doubt. Abraham.
for accuracy, Pete.
Oh, and distance,
Yep,
everything.
Yep. No, look, a quality forward. I mean, as Pete Landy was just speaking about, he has an ability to take the big mark, as we all saw last year. But this one's a very disciplined attack at the ball. He was aggressive at it and took it in front of his face in his hands. Then accuracy does sit with him. As we said, he's now kicked something like 13 goals, 4 for the season. That's not a bad return from a forward.
Winston Abraham has kicked 3 goals. Again, the margin is 6 as Capuano tapped it down, has shuffled out towards Scotty Burns. He's caught by Pickett, and when you're caught by him, you're certainly caught. Gavin Brown under pressure, kicked into the man coming towards him. Stevens was there, now Robert Scott. It's on centre wing. This is Tarrant, who has been terrific. Pickett back with Williams. No mark, grabbed by Patterson. A hurry kick in the direction of King. Here's Mickey Martin. He's mopping up. It's a high floating kick. David King had to wait underneath it. Oh, gee, he didn't know what was coming. And he could have really been crunched in. They're the ones that you dread in football, when you've got to wait under those high floaters. King in towards half forward. It's no mark. Archer and Michael. Well, he did that pretty well, Mel Michael, and then chips it in to Clinton King. King's kicking wide. He's got a running play. Oh, I thought that was going to be a crunch. Gotten to Lacuria. Oh, he's brought down, holding the ball, said the umpire. What a terrific tackle that was by Winston Abraham. He drives with a beautiful kick. I'm talking about. That's why I mentioned about his kicking, Terry. He is unbelievable. Archer, and that is a great kick also, as he finds Capuano kicking from 45.
You're heading for first goal. If he gets it, it's a bit late.
Yes, but a great kick by Archer here. Penetrating kick. The backmen have got no chance with those. Collingwood about to make a change. Oborn coming on, and Tyson Lane off. Now Matthew Capuano will kick from about 49 metres. That looked good off the boot, just drifting to the right slightly, and has missed it.
But if we can just go back to Byron Pickett, he played his first game back in '97. I can remember it was a night game here against Geelong, and he played in the forward pocket, and the instruction he was given was to try and drag Brad Scholl out of the play. Now, that was a pretty big task to do, and he didn't do it all that well. But then he returned last year in the first game and hasn't missed since, and what a back pocket he's turned into defensively and creatively.
Good tackle by Simpson. Harvey gives it back to him. Onto the left from just on 50 metres. It's going close, and he's kicked a goal! His second, and the Roos into overdrive mood now, you would reckon. 11-9 to 18-10 at the MCG.
Yeah, you'd suggest they're starting to now take this one right home. Collingwood gave it everything, but weren't able to get in underneath that 3-goal barrier. And North Melbourne now starting to run into some good form with a lot of individuals starting to handle the football. They're looking pretty sharp. Simpson's had a good day right throughout and had a very good game last week against Harvey in the second half.
Adam Simpson got the goal. 19 kicks and 7 handballs so far, so he's having a particularly good match, Pete.
This is Robert Scott latching onto this one and hooking it back on the left, hoping for one of those big high markers to take it. It hits the deck. A loose ball at half forward. Paul Lacuria goes in after it. Gives it off to Freeborn. Now Archer. Right hand pass to Bell. Bell tries to bend it back. No mark, as it's knocked away by Mark Richardson away from McKernan. 75 plays 118.
Just a little bit of pressure out of it for the Kangaroos, which is good because of their 5 games previously, 4 of them were decided by under 2 goals. So they've really been in hot pressure cooker situations. This one's just eased off a bit for them.
McKernan and Richardson. McKernan hooked it back with the left hand. Well, there's Luke Godden sneaking his way through that pack and finds the safety of the boundary line. He's built like Tarzan, Luke.
Very solid, boy, isn't he?
Strong little play. Now he's picking up Archer at the moment. And when you look at them, well, maybe not. But maybe not. He was just bounding after Archer. McKernan. Richardson. McKernan's got it. Quick handball. Oh, taken away by Bell. That's good to Shannon Grant. Grant back to Archer. Archer back to Grant. He's on his left foot. He can straighten up now and go back at the goals. And it's a goal. Another one to the Kangaroos.
Well, he becomes their 13th goal kicker. Some sort of a record, you'd reckon.
Yep, they're starting to stretch it right on out. And as we said, an opportunity now for a lot of Kangaroo players just to find the handle on the footy. We were just looking at their 5 games. They lost in round 1 against Geelong by 6 points. Lost to Essendon by some 6 goals, but then a 10-point victory over Richmond, lost by 2 points to Sydney, and then won by 2 points against St Kilda last week. So they've been in tough, tight finishes leading up to today's game.
38,245 here this afternoon. 15 minutes left in this final quarter. And Clinton King gives Collingwood something. Big fire was Pickett. Williams. Well, he usually kicks these from 50. That one's no exception. He's got it. But that's the first of the day for him. Something that they've lacked up forward, I guess, this afternoon, especially when you consider that last week he kicked 5.
Yeah, last week he really ran into some good form, Paul Williams, in terms of goal scoring. In the first 3 games of the year, Paul Williams kicked just 5 behinds. In the last 2, last week and the week before, he kicked 7 goals straight. So all of a sudden he'd found the groove, but today just a lack of opportunities, a couple of chances that he would normally have got, he has missed.
185 career goals from 157 matches for Paul Williams. Rocker back into the ruck. 81 plays 124.
Capuano to take on Anthony Rocker. He's been asked to do a number of jobs today, Anthony Rocker. Forward, back, in the ruck. As Simpson has been very, very good. Lucuria to half forward. This is Gavin Brown. He lays it off to Scotland. In towards half forward. That was a good mark by Stephen Patterson in front of Pike. So Patterson, distance might just about test him.
Yeah, he really has this long, accentuated run-up, does Stephen Patterson, and he does that so that he's well-balanced when he comes to kick it. I think, yeah, Pete, he's a little out of his range.
51 metres out, just doesn't quite make it. Flying over the back was Pickett to thump it into the post. And it'll be behind to the Magpies. Just a little bit too far out then, Stephen. So the margin, the even 7 goals as Byron Pickett sums up what he has to do, and he elects to go short. And he finds Harvey. Now Harvey's chipping it short as well and finds another of the little men in Peter Bell. North just trying to get an open space so as they can then run it. Bell to centre wing. 4 or 5 players fly for that, including McKernan. Orchard. He hooks it out. Mickey Martin tries to crash his way through. He's lost it though. This is Jackatine. Tarrant. Oh, well done to King. Those two have been terrific. He sets it up looking for Rocker. And Rocker can't take the mark off his hands and through for a behind. But King has been terrific. He's had 13 kicks, 14 handballs, 5 marks and kicked 2 goals. That's a great effort.
Pickett again, and this time he's going to bring it out the member stand side over the head of Pike this time. 2 Magpies are there. Brown in the end wins it. Scotland was the other one. Onto Patterson, squares the ball out in front of goal. That's a good mark to Tarrant. Well, you just spoke of what he's done today. He's got himself a dose of the cramp now, so I'm not quite sure whether he's going to be able to take this kick.
I think that just shows the real step up there is from the VSFL competition and the VFL up into the AFL. That Chrissy Tarrant played in round 1 here, but then went back to the reserves for a couple of weeks. And just finding on a hot afternoon, it'd be 19, 20 degrees here at the MCG, so it does take a lot out of you. But back into the high-intensity football of AFL can take its wear and tear upon you.
He'll be kicking from inside 50. 45 metres. A real mongrel punt off the boot. Still got that cramp, but
I think that's why. I think that's why he missed it.
I think, yeah, just he's made impact that's hit him again in that calf muscle, and when it bites, gee, it can really bite hard.
Grant in the right back pocket for North. And then he did it again for the Kangaroos. Clayton from midfield, straight down the centre of the ground. Prestigiacomo, Hewitt, Michael. Gets past one tackle. That was Simpson, now Orchard. Along the ground, maybe intentionally, maybe not. Mick lumbers after it. The still gift runners have got no problems there. But stand back. Mighty Mick up to Archer. Two of the bookends at Arden Street. Two of their greats.
I wouldn't want those bookends on my bed. I'd never sleep with a night.
Godden from Michael. Along the ground, educatedly again, and that is out of bounds. No penalty for that. It's out of bounds about 50 metres from goal. 12 minutes remaining in the contest, and the Roos by 40 points. Go on, Dipper.
Peter, young Chris Tarrant's come off the ground, as you guys mentioned, was suffering from cramp, and the doctors are working on him now.
Well, it's a shame, Dipper, that he has to come off, because I reckon he's been
He's played really well, Peter.
Well, he's been fantastic.
Been all over the place today.
And a lot of talent, and would be in Collingwood's 3 best players for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and you wouldn't let go of Collingwood just a moment. The next week they travel to the Gabba to take on Brisbane, and then they play Fremantle here at the MCG. So they're working hard enough that a win for them isn't too far away at all, whereas North Melbourne have to take on Adelaide in the grand final replay next week. They're developing something for that particular game. So they've got Adelaide and then Hawthorn, so a tough road for North to continue on in their path to the 8.
It's important how the Kangaroos finish off this game. I mean, if they just go through the motions here, they want to finish off, we're kicking 3 or 4 quick goals.
Oh, I agree with you, Dipper. That's what they want to be able to do, so they're finishing with a full head of steam. Gives Dennis Pagan a chance then just to regroup and work tactically in the preparation for the Adelaide game without having to worry about the discipline aspect of the players being committed to the cause to the end.
Gardner fighting for that one, taken away by Anthony Stevens. Allison is there, takes front position. Danger here for the Magpies because Rawlings has latched onto it. Kicks and actually hit the behind post, so it'll be a throw in.
He's really shown to be a likely type too. Really fluent in his actions. He started off on a defensive role. He was doing some tagging, working the centre of the ground, and now been released with a little bit of freedom. And really last year was good in the under-18s for Tassie, and also represented Australia and Ireland.
Well, here's Freeborn giving it off to Jacatine. Now Luke Godden to centre wing. Burns has it thumped away by Shannon Grant, and a throw in on centre wing.
I was thinking who Godden reminded me of. Remember years ago, Barry Wrist. Same build and played across the half back line as solid as a rock.
And may I say, Barry Wrist is still coaching. He's coaching Warburton Millgrove up in the Yarra Valley, so the tough mountain man, he's still up there.
Well, they were the Magpies too, I think.
Yes, is that where you came
That's
from?
correct,
Terry?
Pete.
Shannon Grant, Williams. Williams flips it out. Orchard, underground hand pass. Rowdy got collared, literally. No free kick. I thought it might have been a bit high, but not so. Ball up on centre wing.
Yeah, Barry Wrist, he did coach in the Diamond Valley for a number of years.
You've got to be good to play up there.
You've got to be tough.
It's a tough old comp, that one. But that's who Godden reminds me of, and he's built like the proverbial brick shipyard.
I'm glad you said that.
Stevens to half forward, marking contest. Archer rows it well onto the left, has a ping at the goals, and he has wobbled it through. Glenn Archer for another one. His second.
Well, 3 goals last week when he went to the forward line. He's picked up 2 here this afternoon. So Glenn Archer just continues to reinforce his reputation as being a versatile and a valuable player to this Kangaroos lineup. He's running into form. I don't know whether Wayne Carey, we expect him back into the lineup next week. The conversation is that he probably would come back to be able to do that. And other than that, the Kangaroos are really getting their strongest side now back together.
McKernan and Richardson, Williams, quick kick down to the half-forward line. The race is on. Pike is there. He's got support from King. King's a very quick player. Doesn't like kicking on the left foot. So puts it on the outside of the right and puts it over the line.
And 2 players, I mean, King's obviously back in the Kangaroos side, and Matthew Capiano came back last week. He's such a versatile player for the Kangaroos.
Yep, they're starting to get it together. And then if we look at Collingwood, as we look at Ray Shaw there, Nathan Buckley Sorry, the Ray. I had those on my mind, those boys. But Nathan Buckley expected back next week after that broken jaw.
Well, here's Byron Pickett at half-back for the Kangaroos to centre wing. Oh, that's a good mark by Archer. He's nowhere near as tall as Prestigiacomo, but boy, he read that beautifully. He's going to kick it in towards half-forward. Abraham at the back, but that was a very good mark taken by Jamie Tape.
Outmarking Heath Scotland in the end, as it turned out. Tape, the former Tiger, across the ground to Tucky. Started at full forward on Mick Martin. Rocker one-handed. There's Mick. Still Mick looking for the free kick. Off the ground. Bit of frustration. Hoofs it up towards centre wing. Rawlings to half forward. Archer again. Play him anywhere. Play him on the top of the light tower and he'd still get a kick, I reckon. Capuano, second grab. Harvey roves it beautifully onto the left, snaps at goal and has... Oh, bounces! Shane Warne would have loved it.
Well, those fans have every right to be happy and pleasantly surprised with this one. We get a look at the replay here. Capuano, a good fly, but Harvey being where a rover should be. Now have a look at this. This is well outside. It's going to miss, but there it is, just the leg. He comes back on in. Pretty happy with that one is young Brett Harvey, and rightfully so, his second goal.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yep.
Mel Michaels just come off the ground. I think just having a rest. Obviously, it's his first game for a long time, which is a good sign for the Magpies. He'll be back in good form next week as well.
Well, they're starting to blow it away at the moment, North, but it's taken from that hit out of McKernan to Williams. Oh, good mark, David King. Read that beautifully. On to Pike. They've got the loose man going here. They've got 2 against 1. Blakey can go over the top. He does so to Byron Pickett. Pickett, oh, dangerous kick. Finds Stevens. It was just a bit wide. Williams. Oh, Pickett went in hard after that. He wanted that ball. He gets it to Rawlings. Rawlings in towards the pocket. It flicks off hands and over the line before Winston Abraham can grab it. So it's 52 points the margin, and Sting's gone right out of the game. The Magpies realise they're beaten, but certainly looking a bit slow at the moment. There's Gardner taking on Capuano, who 20-metre punch over the back, but Williams was waiting for it. He kicks to the open space. Now the bounce here is pretty important. Oh, he gets a shocking bounce down there, Tucky. But Brown was there to give it to Patterson. Stephen Patterson running to half forward. Now he chips it in short to half. Now let's see Rocker's booming kick. He's going to kick from 55. Will he unload with a drop punt or a torp? I think it's going to be a torp. Oh, he's going short. Oh, have a shot, son, from there. You can kick it 100 yards. Goodness me. There's a free kick to David King. I wonder if that's just lack of confidence or what.
Just going to ask you that.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Well, that's disappointing because he can kick long. This guy's played a good game too. Simpson. Short to half forward. Tape showed courage to back into the pack. Didn't come out with a football. Freeborn does. Youngster taking the mark, Craig Jackatine. Represented Vic Metro in the under-18s competition. Patterson again. Left centre wing. Sir Les gets it away. Freeborn. Onto his left. To half forward. Oborn. And out of bounds. Tried to steal it away from the boundary umpire, but he was onto him. So a throw in. Pretty well right on the 50-metre line. After the goalposts have been rotated in the last week.
So young Brad Oborn we saw there, Pete, just reinforcing, got him into the side as a late change. Nick Davis didn't take his place, so Brad Oborn playing his first game of AFL footy.
Sons of Magpie greats. Brown's kick up and under into the goal square. King. Burns needs to be quick. Snaps. Might have hooked it a little bit too much. It's close. It might be a goal. And he has kicked it. He's second. Collingwood's 13th, 13-12-90.
There's a great shot there. We just saw David King being taken off or asked to come off the ground by the runner, Tim Harrington. Not too happy. He's running himself into form. Burns, this is a good piece of work. Burns, he's running into some form. He missed 2 weeks with the suspension, but he's back. But here's David King coming up. It's his first game back today after injuring his knee in round 1, and rightfully so. Taking him off, giving him a bit of spell, preparing for next week's big one.
Yeah, smart thinking. Big thump. Oh, taken away by Adam Simpson, who's been very good. He kicks long, racing back to take the mark. He's Gardner. And Michael Gardner. Oh, the North Melbourne player, the Kangaroos player slipped over, and it was probably going to be a certain goal. Williams, Patterson, almost threw it over the back. Burns kicks. Harvard Oborn and Stevens. Oborn, here's a goal coming up. Oh, what about the smother? Was that the goal? I think it was. Yes.
His first goal.
First goal in AFL football to young Oborn.
What he does well here is we can see Stevens, he keeps his feet in the contest. He doesn't go to ground, stays upright, and so that when Stevens goes down, he's out of it. Blakey comes again, but it's the man that's upright that does best. So Brad Oborn, his first goal, kicked 4 and 5 the last 2 weeks in the reserves.
Brad Oborn gets the goal, his first, and the Magpies 14th. They won't lie down, nor did we expect them to. Just a little bit of class, though, that the Roos have got. Jackatine onto Scotland. Scotland from still inside the centre square, across his body to half forward. Clean bowls Patterson. Tucky, quick handball. Now they'll get it away. Oborn again took it from Tyson Lane. Pickett's there, gets on his bike, a couple of bounces, past Clinton King, past Williams, and now Scott steadies the ship. Prestigiacomo underneath it and takes a good mark. At right centre wing. Still 5 minutes to go. It'll be a Roos victory, but Collingwood can salvage something from this. Tyson Lane all wrapped up. No free kick applicable according to the umpire. It's going to be a bounce about 75 metres from the Magpies goal.
Tyson Lane had a bit of not a real good day for Tyson. Martin Pike there, he's very hard and aggressive. What a player he's been since crossing over from Fitzroy and finding a new niche at North Melbourne.
And that clapping you can hear with Brown coming out. Oh, Tyson Lane was brought down. He should have got rid of it earlier. Bell. So the Collingwood crowd appreciating the efforts of Gavin Brown. There he is, and in the background, of course, Gavin Kosciuszko, his great mate. They both played in the 1990 Premiership side for the Magpies. Seems a long time ago now.
And they're the only 2 left, Pete, with Damien Monkhurst seemingly now being on the outer. And Damien, we all expect, will work to get his way back, but Tony Shaw and the Collingwood Match Committee seem now have consciously made this commitment to a young side and develop it. Out there today, there's 12 players who are either 21 years of age or under, making the average age just 23 for the Collingwood side.
And a few of them have really shown something today. There's Adam Simpson, who's been very, very good. This is one of the young ones Terry was talking about, Jackatine.
That's the way to go, though, guys.
Of course it is.
Definitely. If you win a couple of games playing, well, what you might term recycling players, you're not really progressing. This is a very positive move by the Collingwood Football Club.
Well, that's Burns finding Tucky. So Tucky outside 50, 55 metres. He has to kick. Ooh, not a bad roost. It's a long kick. And is it a mark to Richardson? It is. Now, what angle will he go on here? He's coming out in front. I suspect he'll be taken around on a much tighter angle than that, Mark Richardson. Ooh, the hands are on the shoulders too.
Kick. That's a hobby horse of yours, isn't it?
Yes, well, I think if you put the player out of the contest, I think the player in front is entitled to a free kick. But he just got away with that one, Mark, and he kicks the goal. And that's his first of the game. And the margin not looking as bad now. It's only 34.
Well, virtually again what it was at quarter time, Terry.
Exactly, Pete. I mean, just in this last quarter, the Kangaroos got out to 52. But as you said, at quarter time, the difference was 27 points. And since then, they've been very, very competitive, the Collingwood side. Not perhaps with the necessary class to finish it, but competitive enough that if they do get a good start next week, you never know.
The 11th goal kicker, Richardson, for the Magpies. The Kangaroos have 13, so right around the ground. They have been shared today. A high tackle, no, not on Richardson. King gives them something again to half forward, not bad. Mark taken out there by Burns. Clock ticking down. We've got just over 3 minutes left in this match. He squares it out to Jackatine. In the cricket pitch area, Jackatine wide out to Rocker. Now, I'd like to see him have a go at this one. This is where he was before.
Listen to the crowd, Pete. They want him to have a shot. He's going to go the long bomb.
Come on, Anthony. And look at the roost on that. Look at it. Oh, he nearly kicked it off hands and rushed through for a behind. Oh, what might have been before.
Well, that's a great little lift to his confidence there. He just needs to see that he does have the ability, that he can do some of the things that we know are inside young Anthony Rocker. He just needs to be able to bring them out occasionally.
Peter, is it fair to say that from about 50 metres he's a better kick for goal than about 35 out?
Yes, I think he relaxes more. But that kick was further out than the other one that he didn't have a shot.
I know. I wish he had it before. Just goes to show what he can do. Shannon Grant's got the footy at right half back.
The time clock ticking down. 2.5 minutes left in this match. Grant, a low trajectory kick, and that is beautiful kicking. Pinpoint accuracy to find McKernan. McKernan slowing it down. Now he's going to chip it short as well. Oh, gee, he hugged the boundary line then. Shane Clayton. And he can chip it now, and he is going to a space, and young Harvey can, Brent Harvey can run on and centre this. Oh, he brings it in towards Allison, who marks. Now, he
Very
didn't
good
run
kick,
on.
wasn't it?
That was beautiful, kicking all the way around that line.
There's the one thing about kicking and being able to pass the ball to a teammate is just your ability to be able to weight the kick appropriately. Now, you watch this. This is a very well-weighted kick. It's got the enough height and float in it just to allow Allison to be able to run on into it. It's not a bullet. It's something that allowed Brett Allison to control his approach to taking the mark.
Yes, great kick. And Allison has kicked one. And he's on the right side of the ground for a left footer. Brett Allison. Oh, he's drifted this off to now. Left footers normally hook. He's had the old slice out on that one.
Something positive, I guess, for both sides as we look at Dennis Pagan there, and he's now had 90, or it could be 97 wins today out of his 151 games, so he's looking for his 100th, but he's seen his side. They've kicked their highest score for the year so far now. This beats their 21-9 in round one, but also Collingwood have kicked their highest score, so there's some pluses for both sides in today's game.
Freeborn to Gardner, being preferred in the final quarter. Didn't see too much of him after quarter time. Tony Shaw gave him a stint on the bench. Tucky flew. Lucuria couldn't handle it when it hit the deck. Applies a tackle on Grant. Tries to fire the hand pass out again. Still Grant. Pike. Back it comes to McCartney. Off a step. McCartney unloads. Long towards centre half forward. Plenty of Collingwood jumpers there on the mark to Prestigiacomo. Farms it out wide. Now Tyson Lane hasn't had the greatest of days. Kicks to a contest. Burns has got it. Oh, nearly tripped up there. The umpire says it tripped. Now, is that reportable? Is it 50? Crowd roaring. Make up your own mind at home. He's got the free kick anyway. That's by hand. Well, it wasn't tripped by hand.
Yeah, I know, but not...
Well,
you could see he was trying to stop the guy. If they report him for that, it's
I'm asking the question.
I know, but I wouldn't report him for that.
Yeah, no, I think it all gets down to intent, and I think Byron's hands actually slipped down the leg a little bit and ended up at the foot, rather than that be his sole intention.
If they bring him up on video for that, I reckon it's cruel.
Patterson's got the football. Another look at it, yeah. Agree.
No hope.
Wholeheartedly agree.
And the crowd roaring for a report, I reckon, there.
Baying for blood. Richardson's got it. Famous name at Collingwood. He might get the last kick of the day. Time's running out pretty quickly. Have a shot, Mark. This is Rocker territory here. 54 metres out. Oh, he's given it everything. That's a huge kick at goal. I reckon he's got that.
Yep.
right on the siren. It is a goal. Richardson gets it